are doing well. Welcome back, chat. I need to find a way to be able to move this mic and adjust it without causing so much damn noise in the actual microphone. That'd be nice. You ever see people on podcasts? They're always adjusting the microphone without making it sound super loud. Like I see them touching it, and they touch. Guests will like touch the microphone, and they're adjusting the handle, freaking all this stuff. And mine sounds like the worst mic ASMR ever. Adding some stuff to my to-do list. Microphone was the first word I heard. What you going on about it? I'm talking about like how do you guys ever watch like a podcast or anything where like the guest or even the host of the podcast will be using the same mic, the Shure SM7B, or it looks like exactly like this, right? And they'll be holding the mic and adjusting it and touching it, and you don't hear any hitching or any weird noises of like hitting the metal. Like when I do this, you guys, that's so loud for you guys. Or even when I do this, like it's not loud for me at all, but you guys hear every detail of that. And I notice it when I go back and I like edit stuff. Even if I like subtly move the mic like this and rotate it a tiny bit, you hear it. How do they do that? How do they do that? And you understand how to adjust all the settings? Yeah. Well, I mean, this is just a physics thing. Like it's attached to the boom arm, right? It's like the same, like if I hit my desk, you're going to hear that too. I don't know. It's like physics. If you want to play with me and Christian later, we just woke up, so we'll be out. Oh my gosh, you guys just woke up. Sammy just went to bed. I totally do want to play with you guys. Yeah, let's plan to do it when all four of us are on. It's weird because Sammy goes to bed at like a reasonable hour now. She goes to bed like when I start my streams, which is just like, I was literally just asking her, I was like, are you going to stay up and game with me at all? She was like, oh no, probably not. At 10? Yeah. Well, she goes to bed at a reasonable time and then wakes up earlier than I do too. Like she's on a very normally sleep schedule. So lame. Maybe make the noise gate tighter. I don't know. It's like, it's something in this. Or it's a setting. I don't know. Or when I'm listening to the podcast and they're like editing it, maybe, I don't know if they're, moving the mic and talking, but maybe in post-production, if a guest moves the mic, they just mute that person's mic while they're moving it and then unmute it. So you don't have to listen to all that. I don't know. Yes, let's do it. We totally do. Totally do. I'll tell her that you guys are all moved in and ready and down, and we'll schedule a time. I think do we all still have a group chat, or did we all leave it? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Sammy hasn't said a single word to me in days. I swear to God, she hates me now. No, she just hasn't been. I don't think she said a single word to anybody. Sammy's very. Well, yes and no, but microphones can just block out louder noises and stuff. I don't know if I remember, but the mic, which is a Blue Yeti, doesn't pick up when I touch my mic. Really? The Blue Yeti? Yeah. So maybe it has something to do with the mechanism that attaches this to this. I don't know. Arkham, what's up, man? How you doing, dude? What's up, DVDAR? What kind of mouse do you use? Logitech G Pro Wireless. Oh, chat, I have something exciting I want to share with you. This is my plan to make it really easy for myself to stream on the go and provide you guys high quality streams. So there's a few parts to this, and I'll explain. Okay. Okay, so you guys know, I think I've explained this to you guys a little bit before, but I hate taking time off from streaming. Like part of it's just like, I feel guilty when I take time off or when I, go on a trip, even if it's just for the weekend, because I not only do I like this job, but I also know that like when it comes to streaming and content creation, like you have to continuously be doing stuff in order to stay relevant. Like you really can't take time off, right? So but I still want to be able to like go on vacations and stuff, and Sammy gives me enough shit about this. And I do want to too. I want to too. So I got a laptop that will allow me to stream. And the only thing that I don't have that's part of this setup is a mouse pad. So what let me actually just switch to my full face cam, hand cam here so I can kind of illustrate for you guys how this is going to work. So I have a bunch of different things. One thing that I bought is this webcam stand, really lightweight, and it's going to allow me to, I'm going to take this camera, this Logitech Brio, this camera that's my hand cam that does like 4K. You know what, just to make this more interesting, let me, just do this. We'll add this one.
Welcome to the Salty Spittoon. How tough are you?
I had a bowl of nails for breakfast this morning.
Does that mess up this? Okay, no.
Milk.
We'll just do this. We'll put this over up in here, and we'll do that. And we'll do that. Tom! Tommy, my boy. What's up, dude? Thank you for 11 months. Stay inspired, stay inspired. Yeah, okay. Yeah, what are you making fun of me, dude? Okay. So I bought this little mini tripod. It's going to be super easy to pack, and I'm going to use this hand cam that I usually use, Logitech Brio, and I'm going to use it as a face cam for when I travel, because the integrated webcam on a laptop is going to suck. So I'm going to have good quality, full face cam streams that I'm going to be able to do on the go. And Adia, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime resub. I appreciate that. Or Twitch Prime sub. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Adia, Pog, over on Twitch. Hopefully you're doing well. So I got this laptop, I got that. And so I'm going to use this hand cam as a face cam. I'll just bring it with me when I go. And then I'll also bring this mouse, Logitech Super Light. And then I also got this too, which is like a USB to Ethernet cable. So I can hardwire the laptop when I need to. And I can game on this, even though I probably won't be doing too much gaming on the go with it. I'll probably just be doing like full face cam streams where we just like chat. I tell you guys about my day. They'll be shorter streams, probably won't be like 2 hours long. But like I'm going to Hawaii at the end of this year, and I'll be able to, you know, set up a little thing like maybe outside by the water and like stream for you guys from there, which will be really cool. So that's my plan. So I have a full setup to be able to do streams on the go. I have a mouse pad arriving tomorrow, which might allow me to do some like gaming on the go and stuff. It's weird because I'm so spoiled when it comes to content creation. I have, like when I go live, I have this screen that I use for gaming, and then I've got 2 side screens that show me all this other information, right? Like I have chat and OBS over here, and then I've got Discord and all my stream alerts over here. And it's so nice to be able to see chat. Like if I was gaming on this, I'd be gaming full screen, but then I wouldn't be able to see chat. I wouldn't be able to know if like OBS messed up. I'd have to like open up chat on my phone, but then like what if OBS messes up? I would just have to go off of chat to know that. Like I'm so spoiled with all of this, and it makes life so much easier. But this is still gonna make things nice for me too, so I can still do all that stuff on the go. So yeah, that is that. I'm gonna go put this back now. One moment. Yeah. Did your parents say you have to move with WASD? Like, what do you mean, like move out? Why is there a gnome in the background? It's a little Bitcoin gnome. I am fascinated with cryptocurrency, and I find the technology very interesting. So Sammy, as a present, got me a Bitcoin gnome. It's pretty cool. Kelton with the peach emojis. I appreciate that. Nothing boosts my confidence more. AYJ, how you doing, man? Hawaii is amazing. I hope to get back there someday. You've been, Kelton? Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've never been there before. The only thing that I'm really not looking forward to is the flight time. I live on the East Coast, so a flight to Hawaii is going to be like, we have a layover in Chicago at O'Hare, but the flight's going to be, or no, maybe, is there a layover in Los Angeles? I think it's in Chicago. Either way, collectively, it's like 11 or 12 hours. It's so long. So yeah, I'll just have to have movies downloaded and frickin', yeah, it'll be a nightmare. That'll be the most time I've ever spent traveling on a plane. I think the longest plane flight I've been on up to this point was 8 hours. That was when I flew to the Netherlands. That's a really long time. Yeah, because I wasn't used to WASD till my mom said I have to if I want to get good. Yeah, WASD, I mean, you could also use arrow keys if that's, oh yeah, Hennaspot's got to be on. Yeah, WASD is just more common for games too. Lifting weights, are we? I haven't worked out in a little while. I want to, though. I want to get back into it. I feel better about myself. I'm like mentally better when I work out. I just need to make a habit out of it, man. And I have literally 0 excuses. Point zero. When are you going? I'm going to Hawaii at the end of the year. So I'm literally flying out on the 31st of December. And then we're there until like January 8th or 9th. That's when we're coming back. You've been hitting the gym super hard. Good for you, man. There's so many benefits to just doing that. And I just have to do it. Like I have no excuses. Like I make my own schedule, right? The gym, I have like 2 gyms, both Planet Fitnesses that are like within a 15-20 minute drive of me. And they're open 24/7, except between like 1 and 2 a.m. Every other hour they're open. They're just closed during that time for cleaning. And that's like a new COVID thing. They're open I have no excuses, dude. Like I could try to come up with excuses, like, you know what I mean? Why don't you start with calisthenics though? I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. I have calisthenics. Is that just like cardio? How do you even spell what you just wrote out? Calisthenics? Gymnastic exercise to achieve bodily fitness and grace of movement. So is it sort of like, oh wait, no, this isn't like yoga. They're showing pictures of it. Such as, wait a minute, calisthenics or calisthenics. Why does it spell it? Is a form of strength training consisting of a variety of movements that exercise large muscle groups such as standing, grasping, and pushing. I can do all of those things right now. Watch this. Watch this. I just did calisthenics. I just won. Why am I not jacked yet? It's like push-ups and pull-ups. I like doing stuff like that. Is it like CrossFit kind of stuff? Okay. That was calisthenics right there. Air isn't enough weight. But you don't know how much air I just moved. What you don't see, Kelton, is that the wall behind my setup just fell down. I pushed the air that hard. Guess how many lifetime elims you have? I've asked the other day, do you remember? I have no idea. I know roughly how many wins I have. It's like around 1,300, maybe. Yeah, okay, so like push-ups, pull-ups, and all that stuff. I love doing stuff like that. The guys in this picture have really good abs, so I'm guessing it's a lot of like, it looks like a lot of core strength. I mean, a lot of stuff uses your core, but yeah. Is that a whiskey barrel? It is, filled with water. It's really just there for aesthetic purposes. 43,942 lifetime elims. Good Lord, that's gross. Kelton, you were less than half. Yeah, weak sauce, only 43K. Goodness gracious. You don't know it, Henry, but Henry just caused a tornado in Maine with that push. It's true. How do you get over a girl? Find other passions to really get into, or find a new girl. You know what helps? Spending time around people. That really helps. With like, this will sound, I don't want this to come off the wrong way, chat, but like, being social is such a good way to like if you're going through a slump, or if you've just been feeling down for a period of time, like being around motivated people, or just checking in with family or stuff like that, like physically being around people and like spending time outside, like it's all that cliche shit that like you guys have probably heard, but like that definitely helps. Like I noticed just spending time outside recently over this last weekend, and over this last little bit earlier this week, and then spending time around family too, like seeing people who I haven't seen in a long time is really nice. That really does a lot of good for your mental health. I got to see cousins that I haven't seen in 4 years, and some of them went through like really formative years during those 4 years that I hadn't seen them. So the cousin that struck me the hardest, he's going to be a freshman in high school, and so you can picture that. Again, it's been 4 or 5 years since I've seen him. And so picture, like you start high school when you're what, like 13 or 14, like 14 years old, right? So the last time I saw him when he was like 8 or 9 years, like 9 years old, 9 or 10 years old. Like think about the difference in like how much you grow. Like genuinely now, if I hadn't seen a picture of him or didn't know what he looked like now, and I was just going off of my memory from 4 years ago, I would walk by him on the street. I have no idea who he is. I have no idea. He's like almost my height now. Like I remember when he was born, I have vivid memories of like walking around with him, and like you'd stick out your finger and that's what he would hold on to because he was that little. It's weird. Like, and I'm only 24, but he's starting high school. Like that's such a formative crazy time to be going through. That's so wild. Finished my 3rd day of sophomore year of college study. I'm stressed. Yeah, you're back. Well, hey, good luck. College is the most dramatically different type of schooling than anything, at least for me, than anything that I was familiar with in like middle school or high school. Like go from elementary school to middle school, right? Like it's still structured the same. Your days are about the same length. You're going to the same amount of classes, and then high school to or middle school to high school is very similar, right? You still have a structure, and you still have teachers that teach different subjects and blah blah blah. And then you go to college, and college is just structured so differently, and you're more independent. You have to like take advantage of the time off that you have. Like you may only have like 3 classes a day, but maybe they're longer classes, and you have bigger chunks of time to like schedule yourself out. So it's I think college is like the most different. What am I trying to say? Like a level of schooling than the other ones. Thanks. I've had 12 crushes and none of them like me back. That's tough, man. Hey, listen, I had a crush on a girl in middle school, and she had crushes at one point on both of my best friends, like 2 of my closest friends in middle school, but never liked me. And that was tough. That's one of those, it's one of those things you just kind of learn. Yeah, rejection is going to be one of those things that you go through in life. And I don't want to say necessarily that you get used to it, but I think you get to a point where you recognize that not everybody's going to like you, and that's okay. Like no matter how hard you try, right? Like some people just the way they are, they just won't like you, right? Like if you think of people as like colors, right? Like some people just don't fuck with the color purple. So no matter how hard you try to get them to like you, they just won't like. Pro Jackson, I'm gonna time you out, dude. We're having another conversation. I'm not gonna be playing Minecraft right now. The stream says Fortnite. We might switch over to some Fortnite soon. But I just wanted to chill and talk with chat, and I don't know, maybe we watch some videos or something. Elbozo should have just challenged all the boys to a race. That's how the hierarchy worked in middle school. You know what's crazy? They both would have easily beaten me in a race. Easily would have beaten me. Not even been close. Now that you're settled into your building, do you have any funny stories about neighbors? Well, I can't explain it, but right now this room reeks of weed. And I guarantee there's a young couple that just moved right over here. And it's kind of nice because they're super loud, but they're only really loud during the day. But it makes me feel better because I'm always self-conscious about whether or not I'm really loud late at night, disturbing neighbors and stuff. And they're who I directly share a wall with. Like their living room is right on the other side of that wall. But I'll hear them like they'll have a sports game on or something, and they'll be shrieking, like stuff where you'd have to like, is somebody dying? Like call the cops. So like that makes me feel better knowing that they're probably more lax with loudness, just because they're younger. Bro, no lie, I thought your eyes were a little red lately. Well, yeah, you guys know I was dealing with all that dryness, but look how, like, chat, it looks so much better now. It has improved so much. Like, go back and watch my previous streams. You guys probably might not think it if you guys aren't paying as close enough attention, but dude, it has improved so much. You're good, Pro Jackson. You're good, man. You're good. No worries. It looks a lot better. It looks so much better. And I think that's just me really being diligent and consistent with moisturizing it. And because if I'm being honest with you guys, I wasn't being as consistent with moisturizing them as I might have said I was. At least not up until like the last 2 weeks, probably. Last 2 weeks I've been like really consistent with it. But before that, I really wasn't. I was like, I'm moisturizing them every day. I really wasn't, if I'm being honest. So who would have thought that being consistent with that would have actually helped? But alas, here we are. Honestly, your eyes look like you're not getting much sleep. No, I'm definitely getting good sleep. I definitely am. Again, it has nothing to do with bad sleep. It has nothing. It's just dryness that came about from a really dry day, or like, I don't know if it was chlorine from a pool or from sunscreen or a sunburn that didn't heal right or what, but it lasted way too long. It shouldn't have. This has been going on for weeks. So it's not bad sleep. It's not me smoking weed, you idiots. It's not, whatever. It's definitely, it's some weird thing. I don't know. I'd have to like go to an urgent care. I finally got a primary care physician. I haven't had one in years. And but I'm not going to be able to see that primary care physician until February. So it honestly looks better than the last time I was in a stream last Friday. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate hearing that from you guys. Okay, Stoner. Okay, Keldon. What the frick did? Who said it was weed? Well, I mentioned that I can, somebody was asking like, hey, now that you've moved in, do you know anything about your neighbors, or have you had any funny neighbor stories? And all I can tell you is that my office right now reeks of weed. And it's definitely because the young whippersnappers that just moved in next door are definitely rolling some doobies. Or whatever the fuck kids do. Yeah. I'm going to get contact high, chat. Tell them to cover their vents. Maybe you have a pet skunk. That is also a possibility. Less likely, but it is possible. Perhaps they have a pet skunk. Do I smoke now? I know that's hard to believe, but again, I have to keep my body in peak physical condition so I do not inhale anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. No shot. My doctor has seen me all my life, and even my older brothers. That man dies and I die. Yeah, I mean, I used to have a primary care physician, obviously. And so I've gotten many physicals in my life, but then like I moved to Texas, and so I wasn't going in for physicals anymore. Or even when I moved out of my parents' place and I was still living in Maine, I wasn't getting physicals. And then I was in Texas for 2 years, and now I've been here for over a year. And it's one of those things too, where like I'm at an age where like these are supposed to be like on average, your peak physical form is like usually in your mid-20s, right? So I'm in probably the best physical condition that I'm ever going to be in my entire life. And so if we were to make an assumption, odds are I'm probably the most safe of not having to get a physical. I'm probably the most likely to get away with a physical and still be fine at this point in my life than I would be, in 20 years or whatever. Matthew, I'm doing good. Doing good, man. Did you watch Penguin's Most Evil live stream ever? No. Thoughts on Nikado Avocado? No, but I've heard about him. Is that the dude who eats a lot? He does like a lot of mukbangs, and he's a bigger guy, and he's talked about like there's been a lot of controversy around him in terms of like promoting unhealthy lifestyles, right? I think I've heard of him. He started on, is he on TikTok exclusively? Or I think he does YouTube videos too. And yeah, I don't know too much about him, but I know the gist of that story. And he bought a crazy house. Maybe I did watch a video on this. Yeah, he bought a house and it was like a ton of money. You good, bro? You look tired? I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. It's just my eyes. I should just make that my pinned comment. By the way, I want to get better at plugging this because it's such a great way for you guys to support the channel. But I have an Amazon affiliate link in the description of all of my live streams, all of my recent ones, like over the last, 6 months probably. And if you guys click that Amazon affiliate link and then buy the normal things that you have to buy on Amazon, I get a small kickback from you guys using my referral, and it's at no extra cost to you. So that link right there in the chat that Jose just gave, if you guys bookmark that and make that your Amazon bookmark on your computer or on your phone, anytime you go to buy something on Amazon, again, it'll be no extra cost to you, but because you're using my referral link, I'll get a small kickback. It's a great way to support the channel because everybody buys things on Amazon. So whenever you got your next purchase, if you remember, I'd appreciate it if you would use my link. Helps me out. I use it when I buy my stuff on Amazon. It's great. So there's that. Prohenis' eyes are red. He knows they are dry and they are healing. Don't worry. Thank you, Keldon. I'm more concerned with making money, though, than what people think of my eyes, so I'm going to leave that as my pinned comment. He used to be all healthy and then completely changed his lifestyle. Was his lifestyle driven by the viewership? Is that where some of the unhealthy dynamic comes in, where it's like he started doing mukbangs and because he got so much viewership, he wanted to do more? And so he was eating for content, and so he was just eating way too much. Is that what it was? Was it something like that? Yeah. That's just that, and I feel like I remember hearing about that too, but that's a pretty safe bet too. His lifestyle was driven by views. God, that sucks. Yeah, that's so weird, man. I mean, hey, that's definitely a topic that I'm interested in, right? Because like I started this as a hobby, and it started for me as a hobby in middle school or in high school, but now I'm at the point where I do it full time too, right? And so like I'm experimenting with different kinds of content where I just like I've been streaming for 25 minutes and I haven't played a single game yet, and I'm just sitting here chatting with you guys, and I'm not kidding. This is the most fun I have streaming. Love this. Watch a video, it's easier to explain. Yeah, should I look one up? It's kind of old news. I don't think it's here we go. When I look him up, all I see are his channels. Oh, whoa, he has multiple channels? So there's this one, but then that has 3.27 million subs, but then there's this one, Nikado Avocado 3, with almost 1 million. And it's also verified. So is this him too? Oh wow, yeah, he's a pretty big guy.
Hot chicken.
So he must have, Jesus, these views he gets too. Extreme blue hat cheese stuffed Takis. Yeah, 7.8 million views in the last 30 days. Holy cow. Penguin's video, this YouTuber's killing himself.
This place is filthy.
He's pretty funny though too. People like his personality, right? I'd rather watch 10 hours of a black screen instead of wasting 2 hours of a fat guy eating for clout. This is I didn't realize this is a 2-hour long video. Good lord. I fucking hate people like this, man. Fuck this guy. With a fucking weird name. This kid's like fucking 12. I'm not here defending unhealthy. What is this? What just happened to YouTube? What's this? I'm not here promoting unhealthy lifestyles, but what? YouTube? What the I'm not here promoting unhealthy lifestyles or saying that he shouldn't. Yeah, but Jesus Christ, man. People need to shut the fuck up when it comes to leaving comments on YouTube, man. I don't know. I can probably maybe we could watch the Penguins video of him. But like you know something that really pissed me off, chat? What's that guy's name on TikTok who just made a short film and people were like kind of shitting on him for it? Like people on the internet need more empathy, man. I'm telling you, especially when it comes to creative people and influencers. Casual viewers treat influencers and celebrities like people kind of bundle those like they're not real. His name's like Brody something. Brody Wellmaker. Let me go to his profile. So you guys might know or might recognize this guy. You've probably seen some of his TikToks. He has 21.6 million followers, incredibly famous, gets millions of views on all his TikToks, does really funny skits. And he recently came out with a short film called Adam, and he released it on his Patreon. And I haven't looked into this, and I don't know the exact numbers, and these could be off. Granted, I have been getting these numbers from people covering it as a news topic who are probably exaggerating and who I think lie and exaggerate things all the time. But I guess he didn't get as many people to watch the short film as he wanted. So he has 21.6 million followers, and the number that I've heard is that only 50 people went to his Patreon and subscribed to it and watched it. And it's caused a lot of drama, and he's released a couple of videos talking about, you know, sort of the aftermath of it and how disappointed he is, but also what he's learned and blah, 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 which has probably driven more people to go watch it. I don't know how many subscribers he has, but regardless, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, if this guy with 21.6 million followers is trying to make this content, and he's only getting 50 people to go watch it, that really sucks. And that means nobody can make money in an industry like this. And when you read through comments, and it's really not on his videos, if you go to the comments on a lot of his videos, they're very supportive. It's other influencers or fans of his that are being like, hey man, I watched it, it's great. Or, hey, no worries, like keep trying, you're really funny, you're doing great. It's these other weirdo fucking news channels that cover TikTok influencer drama. And they'll cover a topic like this, and all the comments will be like, duh, he should have known. Idiot loot, like he invested 40 grand into this and then didn't make any of it back. I don't know, like just take a second to be in this guy's shoes. He spent supported, again, all these numbers could be fake. I haven't heard them out of his mouth, but $40,000 to shoot a short film with some big influencers on TikTok. You know, tried to recoup some of that by releasing it on his Patreon. Didn't get as many people to go over there as he thought. That's got to suck creatively. That's got to make you question how many of these people actually fucking like me. What does 21.6 million subscribers actually mean? Like, and maybe I'm extra empathetic to this because I'm a YouTube content creator with 1.2 million subscribers, and I deal with fucking 12-year-olds that come in here every single day that are like, hey, 1.2 million subscribers, but only 50 viewers. You know, like I'm really empathetic to having to deal with shit like this because I've been dealing with it for years. Like, it's really hard to describe. Like, I started as a passion. I love it so much. And YouTube has been not only my creative baby and my creative work, but so much of my self-worth is in it. I don't want to make this all about me, but like it's hard to describe how brutal that is to hit a high and then come down like that. It's fucking crazy. But this guy's really creative, and it's a shame that he didn't get as much support as he initially wanted on this short film. But people on the internet need to be more empathetic, man. Just take a second before you leave a comment calling this guy an idiot or saying that he should have released it for free. Like, all stuff's in hindsight, right? Like, it is, you're definitely going to expect lower conversions when you don't release something for free and you're trying to drive people off a platform, right? Like, yes, he has 21.6 million followers, but we've also never dealt with creators having this large of a following on this medium of content. It's really interesting, right? Like, 1 million subscribers on YouTube is not the same as 1 million followers on TikTok. 1 million followers on TikTok does not have as much conversion because it's harder to get someone who watches short form content to really get to know the creator, right? Like, part of where real influencers make money is through brand deals or selling merch or being able to bring you to other platforms, right? Like, that's real influence, when you can really influence other people to make decisions, right? Like, somebody likes your personality so much they watch you on Twitch and they watch you on YouTube and they watch you on TikTok. Whereas like TikTok, it's so hard to get really attached to a creator because you have 30 to 60 seconds max usually to get attached to somebody's personality. And then you just scroll right on to the next thing. And it's so much harder to create what I would call a fan, right? Like, so you can gain lots and lots of followers, but it's really hard to actually get those people to give a fuck about you when the amount of time they have to really be invested in you is so short. Does that make sense? I just arrived. Can someone tell me what's happening? We're talking about the difficulties of, getting people to really fuck with you as a creator on TikTok versus on YouTube. Like, on YouTube, somebody has like 8 to 10 minutes to really reel you in on their personality and give you a taste of their editing style, how they structure their videos, who they are as a person. You watch a live stream, you really get a good feel for how somebody is in real life, right? Like, you basically watch an uncut version of them for like hours. You really get a good window into like who they are. But on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels, it's you have 30 to 60 seconds and everything's so compact, and oftentimes in the form of skits, you don't really get a chance to see who the person really is. So it's hard to get somebody to really care about you as an influencer, which is why when you challenge yourself and do something ambitious and release a different kind of, not only is this not short form content, it's on a different platform. So it's going to be so hard to get people to go over to your platform and support your other work. It's going to be really difficult. So anyways, he's released a couple videos talking about this. My overarching point is people on the internet need to have more empathy, man. Like, I don't know. I empathize with this guy and sympathize with him a lot. This has got to suck being in this position. Like, you're riddled with like guilt. You feel like you should have done things differently. Maybe just release the video for free on YouTube and you would have reached more people. Maybe not made as much money, but it would have been seen as more of a success. And you're dealing with all these people that have no empathy, that, just are so dismissive of it. Like, that's got to be so hard as somebody who creates for the joy of creating. I don't know, man. Like, these are real fucking people. you know? So anyways, and I very much feel like attached to, I very much relate to what he's going through. Anyways, sorry, Jesse, to answer your question, I use a Sony, it's the Sony Alpha A6000 or Sony A6000, something like that. I know you've been told a lot about vlog creations, but they have a Patreon or whatever where they post more videos, and I'm on the fence of buying it right now, and I've never even thought of doing that. Vlog creations. They have a Patreon. Vlog creations. Is that another creator where they post more videos, and I'm on the fence of buying it right now? I've never been even thought of doing that though for a YouTuber. Yeah, right. A lot of fans may be young and can't afford it, but I think genuinely what most of it is people just don't feel attached. They just don't care enough about the creator. Like they don't really like, this guy's funny, and a lot of people have seen his face and might know his name, but a lot of people have seen this guy's face. Like if I were to show you guys just a picture of this dude, you're like, oh yeah, I recognize him. Odds are one of his videos has come up on your For You page. He has 21.6 million followers. Incredibly viral, almost a billion likes, which means he's gotten well over a billion, right? Like crazy, crazy, crazy. But if I were to ask you what his name is, I struggle to remember. And I've seen this guy's face everywhere, let alone cared enough to go to his Patreon, subscribe, and then also watch it. Like that's hard. It's really hard to convert people on TikTok because the culture is just swipe, 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 swipe. Nobody really, it's hard to grow an audience of people that really like you on TikTok or really know you, I should say. They can like what you do, but to really care about you, it's hard. You never seen, to be honest, that I can remember. Yeah, and you know, I'm not saying all of you will, but a lot of people have, right? Like if you take the percentage of like, he only had 50 people go over to his Patreon versus 21.6 million, like that's a small conversion rate, right? Like even if 1% of the audience went over and paid the $5, like he would have made a lot of money off that, right? Anyways, so I don't know. Just have more empathy, people. That's all I'm saying. Instagram versus TikTok. TikTok's a joke compared to, or sorry, Instagram's a joke compared to TikTok. It's not even. It's a joke. What's up, Ambry? The numbers do tell that a lot of people watch him. Yeah, for sure. This guy is popular. For sure. Very popular. But like to say that he's well known is another thing. Because most people probably don't know his name, but they recognize his face. TikTok is such an embarrassing social media platform, and they're trying so hard to become TikTok, and they're just failing miserably. Official Layers, what's up, man? How you doing, dude? Speaking of OGs. Yeah, what TikTok's doing is just embarrassing, man. Or sorry, Instagram. Fuck, I keep messing that up. Instagram. Yeah, they're trying way too hard to be TikTok, and it's just not working for them. I don't know when the last time Instagram had a original idea. They just copy things that other platforms have done. Like Facebook has really only, Meta has only really built Facebook. Everything else they've just acquired from somebody else. Like they bought Instagram. That wasn't something they created. They bought WhatsApp. That wasn't something they created. You know? It's like, they kind of, I don't know. I just need everyone to know Kourtney Kardashian was at a truck stop 10 minutes from my house. She doing in the middle of butt crack, Indiana, LMAO. Yeah, that's actually crazy. That's pretty cool. She's a pretty big name. Do you think YouTube's viewership potential has hit a peak? No, but it's close. Much closer than it was a year, 2 years ago. I think that's the root of the problem as to why Meta has Facebook rebranded themselves to Meta. Layers, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. I appreciate that. I think when you're, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it. Sorry, I don't want to just breeze past it. I appreciate the love. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. Hopefully you're doing well. You passed 5K subs on YouTube. Buy a little bit. Buy a little bit. Yeah. Buy just a little bit. I'm live over there right now. That's where I'm talking to mostly everybody. That's where this chat is from. But like if you look at Facebook as a business, right? They've pretty much hit the ceiling with where they can go social media wise, right? Like they have 2 billion active users. There's 8 billion people in the world. You've got to consider how many people have heard about Facebook but just choose not to use it. How many people have heard of it and do use it? How many people just don't even have access to the internet? Or how many people live in a country where their government blocks Facebook, right? Like Facebook has hit a ceiling. It's going to be a lot harder. Like, I don't know if they could get to 3 billion active users. Like, probably eventually one day, but it's going to be a lot slower. It's a very slow, like, basically, they've reached the height of what you can do with social media, right? So I think as an idiot dropout, college dropout, 24-year-old, I think Facebook recognizes that as a social media platform. And they're like, okay, we can keep trucking along with this Facebook thing and keep trying to grow social media, even though we're pretty much at the top, or we can full stop and pivot into what we think is going to be the next evolution of social interaction and online media, which will be the metaverse or Web3 or whatever this whole new virtual interaction is going to be between people, right? Like you put on a headset, once that all that technology becomes really good and super affordable for everybody. And instead of me live streaming to you guys, we all put on a headset and we sit, I don't know, like I sit with 5 of you guys around a table and we all play cards in a virtual world somewhere. We all connect, right? Like that'll probably be the next thing. And I think Facebook recognizes that. And so they're like, okay, if we want to keep going, we've got to figure out what the next thing is going to be. And we've got to do that because social media has basically hit a point where like, you can't really grow much from here. There's never going to be something else that's going to pass Facebook like the medium that it is now, right? Like you're never going to, what more can you do with Facebook? You know what I mean? Like social media has kind of hit a peak where like, what more innovation can you do? We've done video, we've done like a mix of video and text and photos, and like, it's a lot harder to make a new $1 billion idea off something like that. So I think that's Facebook's mentality when it comes to pivoting towards meta. Let's just capitalize on whatever the fuck metaverse means or what that's going to be. And so to answer the question about YouTube, I think YouTube will still continue to grow. And I think content consumption will always have an audience, but it's going to be a lot harder for YouTube to continue growing at the rate it's grown, especially post-pandemic, and get to a new height. I don't know. The Henderson Layers Media LLC platform has the potential to pass out Facebook for sure. VR is definitely the next big thing. I believe it will eventually become a staple for every family home, just like the Wii, PlayStation, or Xbox has in the past few years. Yeah. What's up, Toast? How you doing, man? Yeah, I think that's just evolutionarily, like technology-wise, that's just where we're headed. You know what's something else I don't hear many people talk about that I think is super interesting is transportation. I don't hear too many people talk about that, but I think there's going to be some sort of transportation revolution in our lifetime. Because if you think about the ways in which we travel right now, we could travel by car, train, boat, plane, right? Like plane is the most efficient, not fastest way to get from point A to point B, right? Like if you're traveling a long distance, plane's the best way to do it. But that still takes a long time. Or like if you're stuck in traffic, right? Doesn't matter how rich you are, doesn't matter how much fucking money you have, you can't get out of traffic, right? Like traffic's just something you cannot avoid. Like, right? Like late rush hour work traffic, nobody can avoid that. We have to come up with a better way to get people from point A to point B, whether that's going to be some sort of transportation revolution where we have a more efficient way to get people from point A to point B, whether that's teleportation or whatever the fuck, or maybe before we get to that point, maybe it's metaverse. Maybe we just all put on our VR headsets and we feel like we're with each other when we're actually not. I think metaverse just makes sense. I think that's the next evolution of social interaction. Like if you think about any company like that really blows up, that creates a new revolutionary technology that changes everything, there has to be some sort of element to it that appeals to everybody. And what's something that appeals to every human being, regardless of your race, your gender, your nationality, where you live, what language you speak, all of that? It's social interaction, right? That's why social media is so big. Who doesn't want to be connected to the people they know or want to hear what other people are talking about, right? We're social creatures. That just makes sense. So the metaverse seems like it, whatever the metaverse means, by the way. I'm not speaking about it like I know what that means, but that sounds like that's going to be the next thing, where we're all virtually able to interact with each other and feel like we're all together and create a virtual world where we can all interact. I think that just makes sense. I think it's taking that and making it mainstream. There's a company trying to bring back supersonic planes for $100. Yeah, well, isn't that like, I remember watching an interesting video. It's like, why haven't planes been improved in terms of speed over the last like few decades? And I think it's because of the sound barrier, right? Or something about like if they tried to go faster, they'd actually end up going slower, or it would disrupt too much stuff because they'd break the sound barrier. I don't know. Like there's a point of diminishing return for speed. I thought I remember hearing. I don't know. Do you think new species of animals will arrive sometime in the future? I'm sure we'll obviously discover more stuff, but a new species arriving, I mean, evolution takes so long. I don't really know. Like, I'm sure we'll discover stuff, but all right, hear me out, Hennis. What if we could dream in the metaverse? Well, okay, so if we really want to go down the rabbit hole, right? I think we can all agree that there will get to a point in terms of technology where we will be able to create a virtual world that is indistinguishable from the real world, where we'll put on a headset and the world that we will see, those headsets will be so futuristic and the peripheral vision will be great and the resolution will look amazing and you'll have haptic feedback in your hands and you'll feel wind on your skin and you'll be able to pick up and touch things, right? Like it'll be amazing. The technology will be fucking unreal. We agree it'll take a while, but we'll eventually get to that point. Technology will eventually get that good. If you believe that that's true, then you could make the argument, what if we're already there? And that's the sort of existential crisis question, right? What if we're already at a point where we've created the virtual world and we actually are in a virtual world right now? What if we're just a simulation? What if we all live on some kid's laptop in the future? Like, what if that's all this world is just some giant simulation? What if that's all the universe is? It's just some giant computer-generated simulation that exists somewhere in some realm that we can't even access. It's like outside of our understanding or reach, you know? The metaverse is an uncertain future at the moment because it all depends on who are the main hands in creating it. Facebook wanted to jump in to control it early, but it still has a ways to go. Yeah. I also don't think Facebook's going to be the one to jump in and own it. Look at the internet. Like the internet's made of a bunch of collection of different ideas, right? Like there wasn't somebody, you need to be able to let creativity thrive and grow. Like we do need to have standards, but Facebook won't, like if Facebook tries to jump in and be the, like if they let that corporate greed get to them and they like, I want to own it all, you know, they'll prevent the metaverse from ever becoming what it should become or what it would be even for their benefit, I think. I think if they try to control everything, it'll be impossible for people to be creative and try new things and innovate. Like there will be big players, right? Like when the internet came about, like Google's a pretty big player, Facebook's a pretty big player, but nobody owns the internet. Nobody's in charge of it, right? That's where I think Facebook will go wrong, is if they try to make it all under their wing. Completely agree. I believe that VR technology can eventually become something that makes the virtual world indistinguishable from the real one. Yeah, I think it just makes sense. I think that's just, I mean, we look at how much technology has advanced in the last decade. Look at how much gaming has advanced in the last decade. We're to VR now. And that's just the niche of gaming. Take all the world's brightest minds and have them be developing the next wave of like social media technology where we're all interacting with each other. You'll have that'll be a topic that many more people will care about. The speed of the innovation through something like that will be so fast. It'll be ridiculous. It'll make the internet look like a freaking pea, or not the internet, but like the innovation of gaming. Make it look like a joke. Bro, you've been talking for 48 minutes. I know. Sorry. If you guys are here for gaming, I know this isn't probably what you guys care about. We're going to have so many miracle inventions in our lifetime. It's just so hard to fathom. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. This is a pretty interesting time to be alive. There's also a lot that can go wrong. We still haven't even figured out how to be nice to each other yet. So there's still a lot we have to work on. Also, the reason why VR has grown so well is because it's been open source for all these years compared to PlayStation and Xbox gatekeeping their tech. Right. That's what's going to happen. That's why I want the metaverse to fail. I feel like it'll do more harm than good. Yeah. I get what you're saying. And people could make the same argument about social media, right? The way I look at social media is like, there's different ways to look at it, right? Like you can say two different things and believe in them both. Social media has enabled us to connect with loved ones and friends in a way that we never could decades ago, right? It truly is amazing. I can video chat. This is more just like technology rather than social media, but like I can FaceTime my mom who's on the other side of the world when she's on vacation, and we can hold a real-time conversation. Like that's amazing. That's great that we can do that, right? Like that technology is freaking amazing. And the fact that YouTube has allowed me to build a platform where I can share thoughts and ideas with like-minded people who care and just find this stuff interesting too. Like I would never have been able to find you guys without this, right? Like all of my friends, all my closest friends, my girlfriend I met because of social media, right? Like there's good that can come from it. But it's also, it's brought out the worst in us in terms of when you give people anonymity to say whatever they want without having it to say it physically to someone's face. It's, this is stuff you guys have probably heard for fucking years. It allows the worst in people to come out, right? I think what that exposes though is the root cause of it is humans. It's not, if we didn't create social media or if we didn't create the metaverse, we're not really fixing the problem as much as we're just not acknowledging it. The problem is human beings. Like when we talk about, like I like using this example, like social media algorithms, right? A social media algorithm is unbiased. It has one job at its root. Its job is to deliver people content that they want to consume, right? But I've been on YouTube long enough to be through the waves of like, you guys remember when flat earth videos were getting recommended like crazy to people. And that's because they're compelling. Even if you know the earth is round, if you see a title that's like, here's 5 reasons why the earth is flat and we'll prove it to you, right? With some flashy thumbnail. Even if you believe it, you're like, I'll click on that. And then maybe it'll convince you if you're not well educated. Or maybe it'll fall into the hands of somebody who's already a flat earther and it'll reinforce their opinions even more. That's harmful, right? Like we don't want stuff like that spreading. Like we know the earth is round, right? So somebody has to go into the algorithm and tweak it and say, hey, you're doing a good job delivering people what they want, but not this stuff. This stuff's harmful for people. What that just exposed is that human beings are naturally attracted to the most shocking, outrageous, absurd things that we can find, even when they might not be the best for us. And if we all agree the root of that issue is human nature and our desire that's just it's why there's 27 trillion crime shows online, right? We love watching crime shows. It's, we'll watch a show where the most terrible, intense things have happened to a person. Because that's we are really driven and attracted to that shock factor. So if we agree that the root cause of it is just human nature, how do you undo that? What's our solution to that? All we're doing is just not acknowledging the root issue, which is just people kind of suck. So I have hopes that eventually we'll get to a point where we'll figure out how to really slowly, either culturally, I hope it's culturally because that'll be the most natural and it won't come with like any sort of political force. But does that make sense, what I'm saying? Wilson, what's up, man? Definitely going to do a lot of harm and a lot of good, as most all things do. Yeah, that's what comes with like big innovation like that. Wilson, what's up, man? Think back to the early 2000s and where we've gone from then technology-wise. It's seriously mind-boggling where we are. Yeah. Henry, Facebook owns 25 apps. I think we can all agree that's just pure greed. 100%. 100%. Are you familiar with Neuralink being developed by Elon? I've seen it. I've heard, I know very little about it, but it's a medical thing, right? On the surface level is what it is right now. It's supposed to be a cure for things that we haven't had a cure for in the past, like maybe, like, I don't know, Tourette's or ticks or whatever. Uncontrollable, resulting in unforeseeable changes to human civilization. Wait, basically lots of research backing it up, and most believe it'll happen around 2045. Have you seen much about the technological singularity? Oh, you sent me a video on this, Kelton. We watched this a while ago. It's a hypothetical point in time in which technology growth will become radically faster, uncontrollable, resulting in unforeseeable changes to human civilization. When you say uncontrollable, are we talking about like technology creating new technology? Like it's not humans creating it anymore. It's like technology just building on itself. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, AI. You know what I think something that's kind of flawed with AI though? And this is like, and again, this is just one argument. I think a lot of people use the argument, when you talk about doomsday scenarios with artificial intelligence, people will say, oh, artificial intelligence will take over the world because robots will get so intelligent they'll realize how inferior humans are and see them as a waste of space and just kill us all, right? Like that's one doomsday way to look at it, right? I think that's a very human way to look at it, though. I think that the way looking at that is flawed. Because what that assumes is the flaw in that robots will have the human greed of total, complete domination and annihilation of everything that's not it, which is a very human desire, right? Human beings are naturally very opposed to things that don't look like them, that look like other, right? Like that's very uncomfortable for us. But if we believe that we would one day create an intelligence that would be far superior to us, possibly, maybe that intelligence has developed a greater sense of morality or ethics than what we currently hold, right? Like I think that line of thinking feels very humanly flawed to me. Like AI will just be like, we're gonna dominate everything, kill all humans suck. What if the AI is like we're so morally and ethically great? What if they're essentially, they've got the moral compass of God, Do you believe there are things that aren't told / shown to the general public for the sake of control? 100%. I still question to this day how the pyramids were built in the thousands of years ago. Yeah, I've watched some interesting videos about, what our best guesses are for how it was created. I forget, right? Like ramps probably or whatever. But there's no doubt that the government hides stuff from the public. I don't know. And I don't, I don't think all of that's necessarily bad, but I think it's flawed. It's hard. Like, it's because we're people, and people are naturally flawed. Human beings are naturally flawed. You're never going to have anybody who's totally unbiased, who's totally perfect, who's perfectly morally sound. Even the best of us, nobody's going to be perfect. And so 100% the government's going to hide stuff from us. And some of it, at least some of it, we can all agree is definitely in our best interest that it's not being told to us, right? Either for the security of a country or the security of people, right? Like there are valid arguments. I do think that the argument of national security gets used to sweep a lot of things under the rug, right? And keep a lot of things from us because it's a really easy way to scare people into compliance. But I don't think, secrecy is important. And I don't think anybody here would disagree with that. Except for you, Henry, you're perfect for sure. Yeah, they use creative for pyramids. Duh, dude. People project human insecurities onto AI, right? I think that's inherently where it's flawed. But again, that's assuming that AI will be this utopian perspective and way of looking at the world, right? Like if we create an artificial intelligence that'll learn how to learn and we teach it morals and ethics, maybe it will recognize that our own morals and ethics are flawed. And there's plenty of things that we as humans do you guys probably see it on the news all the time. There's tons of stuff that's considered legal but wrong, right? But that's just how the law works, right? Depending on what country you live in. Like, people disagree with what we've set as the rules all the time. That shit happens all the time. But aliens taking over the world, I don't know. I feel like that's a very, I don't know. I just don't think it just doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me. The fact that it would take 4.2 years at light speed to reach the next solar system that has life capabilities, definitely some kind of undiscovered technology. If there have been alien visits, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's cool to think about all that, right? I enjoy thinking about this stuff. It's nice to know you guys do too. I find this stuff really fun. It's a long video. Oh, it's a long video. Jesus Christ. Kelton sent this to me. Stunning AI shows how it could kill 90% with Elon Musk. What, 90% of people? And granted, that's my perspective of AI would find a much better moral or ethical way of viewing the world and decide not to kill us is a very optimistic way to view everything. But I do think our assumptions on to assume that our assumptions of universal throughout the universe and throughout all of time, our ideas of morals and ethics at this point in time are perfect, I think is wrong. Think about how much stuff we now recognize as wrong that were considered normal 50 years ago. That's just 50 years ago. In the grand scheme of fucking time, you know, it takes a long time to change people's minds. There's still racist people, you know, racist families that exist. You know what I mean? Like, we've got a long way to go before we figure out true moral perfection. You know what I mean? My biggest concern about AI is that people will make a lot of mistakes when it's entrusted to take over crucial tasks humans do now. AI will make a lot of mistakes. You know what's interesting? When I think about AI, I know my job will never go away. I have total job security from artificial intelligence. Nobody wants to sit and watch an influencer stream from a robot. Even if they get really good, there'll be something that's nice about knowing it's a real person, a real blood, flesh human being, and not an artificial thing that people will feel more attached to. I think, unless I'm wildly underestimating how good it'll get. You know, people joke all the time about their jobs being taken over by artificial intelligence. Mine is very much the definition of can't be taken over by artificial intelligence. You know, the power of what somebody like me does has an audience of people that you know, we just enjoy having conversation and talking. And it's because I'm a human being that has similar shared experiences to you guys or similar interests, right? Like, you can't, what are you gonna do, beat that into a robot? I don't know. You could be a very human-like actor who can read every single chat and learn from it too. Right, but part of it is like, yeah, very human-like. I know what you mean. But still, there, you know, it's not a real person, right? I don't know. What does AI do? Artificial intelligence, if that's what you're asking. Yeah, AI is just artificial intelligence. So it's computers. The ultimate end goal of artificial intelligence is computers or technology that can. What's the hardest thing to teach artificial intelligence how to do? It's to learn how to learn, right? To teach a computer how to take in sensory experiences and make meaning out of them. That's hard to do. Like, if you think about the coding or involved in that, like we look at something with our eyes and we interpret this as a color, and we read human faces and interactions, and we make meaning out of experiences, and we have memories, and we dream about things, and we have desires. Like, those, think about like the coding, like to teach a computer how to do that. Like, you gotta tell a computer how to, at a very baseline level, you gotta teach a computer that 1 + 1 = 2. Like, it's hard to teach a computer to learn how to learn. It's hard to teach people how to do that. And we're supposed to be able to do it naturally. But I think that's always the best way that I've described artificial intelligence. It is not necessarily, um, you know, being able to just speak or have a conversation. It's learning how to have experiences and what that means and how to interpret them. People argue that the biggest benefit of AI to take over the physical jobs and allow humans concrete innovation and creative work. Yeah, right. Like if AI took over all the jobs that we really don't need people doing, very repetitive, non-creative work, right? Like that would be, I don't know. Like I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like if we really allow people to be creative and unlock their creative potential, and we gave people space and time, and like when I mean physical space, but also mental space and carefree time to be creative and think of new ideas and innovate and try to push society forward. Like that's what that's great. Keeping people cooped up in corporate, very stiff, unhappy environments isn't going to ease society forward. You probably have to survive that wave until yeah, right. I had to take coding at my school once in high school and in middle school. It's so annoying and hard to do 2 plus 2, but it gets easier over time. Yeah, for sure. People are people and computers are computers. Yep. What's my dream job? This. I love this. I love talking to you guys. I don't know. I feel like I enjoy thinking deeply about things, and so much. I find so many things curious and interesting, and it's nice to be able to, spew this stuff out to you guys, because I'm sure it's not always coming out in the most elegant form, and then get your guys' feedback from it. I don't know. It's fun. I enjoy kicking around these ideas. I don't always want to burden everybody I know in real life with this, because they don't have the ability to pause my stream or mute me or tell me to shut up, right? Like you guys could just leave whenever and I don't care, but I'm still, there'll still be somebody here listening to me talk, and we'll enjoy having a nice conversation, right? God bless Sammy and my dad. But if AI took over normal jobs, wouldn't the economy drop, since it wouldn't be fair for everyone getting the same pay or value similar for different efforts? I'm not an expert enough to know. Yeah, I'm sure all that economic stuff would suck, right? Because people would still need to be paid somehow, and how would you pay them? What work would you have them do? I don't know. I'm talking about a very utopian world where every human being's job is something creative, right? Like I would consider what I'm doing to be a creative job. And when you give people the opportunity to, write down ideas or to draw, I don't know, like any sort of real innovation that human beings have made has come from creative, forward-thinking people, right? Like you don't come up with super innovative ideas by sitting in a cubicle and working a 9 to 5 and living a very structured life, right? Like you don't come up with new innovative thoughts and ideas by following the rules that were already there when you arrived, right? Like new good ideas are discovered by experimentation and sometimes by mistakes, right? So I'm picturing a very utopian world where all human beings do is just create things, right? Like we all just become very, I don't know, this sounds all spiritual and shit, but that's really not what I'm talking about. You give people space and time to think, like, how can we make society better? How can we do, I don't know. I sound like I'm trying to create a cult following here, but I'm really not. I'm just, you ever wanted to be on TV, like a guest show? No, not on like traditional TV anyway. I feel like they've got too many rules. YouTube is a perfect place for somebody like me, I think. I'm very fortunate. I think I found my perfect job. I really like doing what I do. It's really fun. You look like you got back from a night at the bar? No. I mean, I had to drive like 5 hours today. But if you're looking at my eyes and judging me off that, that's some condition I've had. I don't know what it is. My eyes have just been really red for like the last month or month and a half. It's actually gotten a lot better. But, if this is the first time you're seeing me in a little while, I do look like a zombie. But I promise it's not because I'm It's just super dry, and I've been moisturizing it. Going back to the ancient Mesopotamia age, in that era, they didn't have anything like us. Just picture everyone now got put back then. Yeah. That'd be crazy. That'd be something. We have such, on average, great lifestyles now, though, compared to history. Right? Like, if you were to look at the last 2,000 years as a timeline, and you had to pick a random point to be born at along that timeline in order to get the highest quality of living, you'd want to be born as close to today as you possibly could. Like, average poor people now live significantly better than most kings did 1,500 years ago. It's just outrageous what our standard of living has gone up so much. We have access to so, and I'm not trying to say this to like, you guys got nothing to complain about, but I enjoy thinking about stuff like that when you think about like how how human life has improved, right? Like we're on an upward trajectory, I think. And aside from AI, we're slowly becoming cyborgs. One day we'll be half natural, half enhanced. True. I hope to have a bionic arm one day. That'd be sick. Be like Iron Man, just like lift shit up. Or telekinetic powers. I can just look at this glass right here and just go, just lift it. Be freaking badass. 1 BC, I actually want to see Jesus make water into wine if it was real. Yeah. Yeah, the year 1 BC, right? Like a year before he died. You know, God said we're all family. God said we're all family and you don't even know. What do you mean? Why do you have so little viewers? I'm not playing Fortnite. That's the easy answer. And I'm not uploading enough videos. Layers 2016, man. Holy cow, that's crazy. 2016 at 10:55 p.m. Good lord. It's been a while. All right, chat. Are we at the point of gaming now? I think we are. I think we've talked enough about stuff, right? By the way, can I just say how freaking cool it is that you guys even stopped in and we've had this many viewers just talking about this stuff? I think that's so great. Will you be doing any customs on Fortnite or Fall Guys? Sorry to be off topic. No worries at all. No, I won't be doing it. If I do Fortnite, definitely no customs. Good old days. 1v1ing in BO3, yep. BO3, man. What a great COD that was. Yankee fans are weird. Why? What's going on? Elon Musk has the right idea. We are on the brink of a huge turning point in civilization. I agree with him that we need to be an interplanetary species. Yeah. I agree. I think that makes sense. Right? Nothing lasts forever. But we can at least prolong it a little bit by putting ourselves in different places, diversifying, right? Think of it like investing, right? Like a good investment portfolio is going to survive the more diversified it is. You're less susceptible to volatile market fluctuations if you have your money in a bunch of different areas, right? Same thing with people. We avoid the Earth being blown up and it wiping all of us out if we're also on Mars. Really like this talk, Henry. Honestly, never expected I saw it coming. Thank you. Honestly, that means the world to me. As a creator, this is great because I still love gaming and I love streaming games, but it's so refreshing every now and then to just sit back and just chat with you guys and have, like, I don't know, just fun, like, dinner table conversation. Did you hear about the Yankee fan who used their hot dog as a straw to drink beer? Nah, but that's really freaking cool. That's awesome. I mean, imagine if in 1 billion years humans are over half the universe, or half of what we know now. In a billion, if we're still around in 1 billion years, we've done something right. Has life even existed for 1 billion years? How long has life existed? 3.7 billion years. Yeah, probably should have known that. How long have humans existed? So, the latest evolution of us came about 200,000 years ago. That's pretty crazy. That's not a lot of time. We're not even halfway to a million. And a billion is 1,000 millions. You know something you start to appreciate as you get older, Chad, and you start to read more about history and evolution and just like how society has evolved, you start to realize we're not really super advanced. I don't know, like I feel like it's super easy. Like if you just think about how long we've been around for, like we're still really close to living in what we would consider to be pretty primitive times. Like I don't know, when you guys think about like when I think about like when my grandparents lived in like the early 1900s, right? Like that time seems otherworldly to us. To like, at least I'm speaking for myself, right? For somebody like me, that time seems might as well have been a different planet. Might as well have been, 500 years ago. So it seems so long ago. Like if you think about the grand span of human time, like I don't know, we're far from perfect or reaching our full potential as a species. We've got a long. There is so much innovation that's going to happen with human beings as we evolve. So much. Time is a hard concept for us to understand. We're closer to when Jesus was alive than when the pyramids were built. Yeah. That's pretty crazy to think about. I actually didn't know that, but that's a really fun way to put it in perspective. Is that true? Really true? How long ago were the pyramids built? 4,500 years ago. Yep. That's wild to think about. Yeah, the sun doesn't think 1963 was that far along. Henry didn't pay attention to history class? No, I did not. We spent a lot of time talking about the Civil War in history, and that's not to say that I know a lot about the Civil War. I forgot all of that. Like that's really not that much time. We're only about a third of 0.75 out of 4 on the Kardashev scale. What is that? I am curious. Kardashev scale is a method of measuring a civilization's level of technological advancement based on the amount of energy it is able to use. The measure was proposed by a Soviet astronomer, Nikolai Kardashev, in 1964. The scale is hypothetical and regards energy consumption on a cosmic scale. Interesting. Oh, so there's different types of civilizations. Yeah, so what type are we then? Oh, in terms of what is the W? Wattage? Type 1 designation is given to a species who have been able to harness all of the energy that is available from a neighboring star. Wow, we're not even that yet. Gathering and storing it to meet the energy demands of a growing population. This means that we would need to boost our current energy production over 100,000 times to reach this status. However, being able to harness all Earth's energy would also mean that we could have control over all natural forces. Oh, like what? Make it like never rain? So we're a long way from that. Human beings could control volcanoes, the weather, and even earthquakes. At least that's the idea. These kinds of feats are hard to believe, but compared to the advances that may still come, these are just basic and primitive levels of control. It's absolutely nothing compared to the capabilities of societies with higher rankings. Well, let's skip all this boring bullshit then and get to type 4. Where's type 4? This goes up to type 3, type 4, type 5. Where's our type 5? Oh, I don't want to scroll through all the V's. Type 5, yes. Type 5 might just be the next possible advancement to such a civilization. Okay, well, we gotta read it. Kardashev believed a Type 4 civilization was too advanced and didn't go beyond Type 3 on his scale. Okay, Jesus Christ. We'll go back to Type 3 then. This guy doesn't sound like he really thought this through, did he? So we've gone from having control over a planet to a star, which has resulted in harboring enough disposable energy to essentially make our civilization immune to extinction. But now on to Type 3, where a species then becomes galactic traversers with knowledge of everything having to do with energy, resulting in them becoming a master race. This sounds like something we've been trying to avoid thinking like, but that's fine. In terms of humans, hundreds of thousands of years of evolution, both biological and mechanical, may result in the inhabitants of this Type 3 civilization being incredibly different from the human race as we know it. These may be cyborgs or cybernetic organisms, being both biological and robotic, with the descendants of regular humans being a subspecies among the now highly advanced society. These wholly biological humans would likely be seen as disabled, inferior, or unevolved by their cybernetic counterparts. Interesting. At this stage, we would have developed colonies of robots that are capable of self-replication. Their population may increase into the millions as they spread out across the galaxy, colonizing star after star. And these beings might build Dyson spheres to encapsulate each one, creating a huge network that would carry energy back to the home planet. But stretching over the galaxy in such a manner would face several problems. Namely, the species would be constrained by the laws of physics, particularly light speed travel. Right, but if we're Type 3, aren't we assuming that we figured out a way around the limitations of light speed? This is unless they develop a working warp drive or use that immaculate energy cache to master wormhole teleportation. Two things that remain theoretical for the time being. They can only get so far. Yeah. Okay, so what? Type 1 is we harness all the energy that's available from a neighboring star. Type 2, harness all the power of their entire star. So what's our star? Just the sun, I guess? Huh. Weird, man. Weird. No, there's no doomsday shit here, though, necessarily. It's just human beings, purely biological human beings would be seen as weak. Never seen Rick and Morty, so I can't even make that comparison. But very interesting, man. Very interesting. Life is fascinating, man. Lightspeed, we haven't even come close, although we have broken the sound barrier. Lightspeed will be impossible for the human race. Don't say impossible. I know the laws of physics say it's impossible right now, but maybe there's ways around it. They were just talking about warp drives, black holes, wormholes. Never say impossible. That prevents human innovation. About 1 billion years after that, multicellular organisms formed, and complex multicellular organisms didn't come about until 600 million years ago. Yeah, just like time, that's just impossible for us to even comprehend. We live in a very interesting time in terms of human evolution. Very interesting. I love these Henry talks. I freaking love when you guys say that. I really do. That means so much to me. That feels like a dream when you guys say that, because I sit here and I talk about this stuff, and in my head, I'm like, Hennis, you're killing all these people. Just shut the fuck up. And then I see nice comments like that from you guys, and it's nice. Did you see we had a successful ignite of a self-sustaining nuclear fusion in 2021? I did not. I don't even know what that means. Meaning it's possible to have an infinite energy solution that would only create helium, which we're low on. Interesting. So like just infinite helium? Only something with no mass can travel as fast as light. Wormholes would allow us to take a shortcut through space folds, right? Yeah. Warp drives would ban space-time as to make an area in front of a spacecraft infinitely dense. However, the spacecraft isn't actually moving at light speed. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's why the theoretical idea of wormholes would be the only way to move extremely fast between 2 points, right? Since nothing is just empty space or vacuum, it can expand faster than light, since no material object is breaking the light barrier. Therefore, empty space can certainly expand faster than light. Honestly, if you guys are typing this out off the top of your heads, that's insanely impressive. Kelton just said exactly like he understood what that meant. I love these conversations, but you guys are getting too smart for me. I don't know what the hell is going on anymore. No, this is so genuine and sweet. Love this. Yeah, this is great. What kind of keyboard is that? And would you recommend me to buy? It's not anything to do with what we're talking about. No, not at all. This is pointing at my mouse pad or my palm rest. I mean, this is a I'm completely blanking. A Ducky 1-2 TKL keyboard. TKL stands for 10 keyless. So give you a full top-down view of it. There, you can do exclamation point keyboard in the chat, by the way, if you don't want to hear me talk about it. But it's a 10 keyless keyboard, so it doesn't have the 10 keys on the right-hand side. It's got Cherry MX Brown switches, full RGB, pure white design. So if you Google, you could do exclamation point keyboard in chat, get a direct link for it, or if you do just Google Ducky 1-2 TKL full RGB Cherry MX Brown switches. You can customize them and get like red switches, which I forget the difference, but red and blue switches would have more clickiness and more of a tactile feel. These are nice because I still get a tactile feel, but they aren't as loud. So it's nicer for content creation, I think, because you guys don't hear like every of the keyboard, you know. Do you know how to twerk on a cosmic level? Because that would help technology advance 200% faster. I do not, but I would love to learn. What happened with you and Kenny? Nothing happened really. We just both are doing our own thing. Kenny's really enjoying doing GTA, and he's crushing it doing that. And I haven't evolved. And that's where I'm at. No, I still enjoy COD. I do enjoy Fortnite. I've recently enjoyed starting to do this with you guys. So empty space isn't expanding faster than light. That's only because when you observe 2 points of a universe that are expanding at 68 to 72 LY megaparsecs. Dude, Sam, are you a wizard? What is a megaparsec? Are you kidding me? The expansion accelerates the further the 2 points. Gotcha. Henry's looking handsome today as always. Compliment of the day. God damn, chat. You guys are great. Aquila and Nemirov proposed that such superluminal jets could create the time reversibility seen in gamma ray burst light curves. You have to be copying this from it. Yeah, you typed that second part way too fast. There's no way you weren't just copying this off a web page. The flux vortex capacitor. These proposed jets, however, do not violate Einstein's theory of relativity because they only move faster than light does through the jet medium, not faster than light through a vacuum. Oh, of course. Yes. Yes, all you smooth brainers in chat just don't understand. What the fuck is in my eye? Anyways, chat. Hey, listen, if I were to compare this, by the way, look at this article. There's like type 1 through 5 civilizations. If we were to like equate this to like brain development, I'm like a type 0.3, I think. I think that's where I'm at. And I think that's a fair scale too. Like the more I think about it, I think 0.3 is actually might be a little generous, but I think that's honestly very fair. 1-ish 49 in chat is definitely like a type 2 human being for sure. No way he's not. Or she. What's up, Ashley? What's up, Taco? Taco, long time no see, man. How you doing? Yeah. All right, Sam. Parsec is about 3.2 light years. And a megaparsec is 3.2 million light years. I see. Saying the expansion of roughly 72 LY megaparsec is saying that the universe is accelerating in its expansion for the last 4 to 5 billion years. Right, yes, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I just had to do the math in my head to make sure that checks out, but you are right. Yep. What are your thoughts on Andrew Tate? I've talked about it. Oh, LY's light years, of course. I just realized that. I've talked about Andrew Tate before. I don't think he's a good person. And I also don't think that's a very crazy noble thing to say. I think that should be pretty universally understood. Fortunately, it's not. You know what's interesting though, chat? I will make this one last point about Andrew Tate. I had a discussion in a Discord that I'm in with some friends of mine recently. I know this is much more boring than what we're currently discussing. But, dude, TikTok. Stop playing. I linked this in a Discord that I'm in because I think this is a really, as much as I don't think Andrew Tate's a good person, and as much as I think it's overall a good thing that he's not on social media, or that we're making it a little bit more difficult for him to spread these ideas that I do think are harmful. And I know people come out of the woodwork and say that you're a beta cuck bitch for saying stuff like that. I mean, dude, like we've spent the first part of the stream talking about the advancement of human evolution, and if we're still having conversations about like who should be paying for what meal on a first date, we're making no fucking progress. We've been having that conversation for fucking decades. This is just stupid. Okay, like can we start having new discussions about how to better society than conversations like this? But you know, so overall, I think there's a whole conversation to be had about, you know, how much power social media has and how much social media influences our understanding of things and our communication, and whether or not it's okay for a private company that has that much reach to be able to censor. This is all so new. That's a whole different discussion. The point I was going to make is that it's very easy for somebody who has a really good moral compass to watch Andrew Tate content and become a fan of him. Because sometimes they be scrolling through their For You page and they get fed a video like this.
Hindsight's if you did what you believed was best at the time, then what are you mad for? Every mistake I made in my life, at the time I thought I was doing the right thing. So I'm not going to be mad at past me. And every single bad thing that's happened to me, every single piece of trauma that's happened in my life has led me here. If you look at your life now and go, I'm quite happy with where I am, then you have to be happy with every single you've had, because you wouldn't end up here any other way. I wouldn't have grown as a man if my father didn't. You learn a lot about yourself as a man when you're father. Of course, I wish my father was alive, right? But if I'm happy with my life now and where it is, you have to accept every day and every single lesson. Hindsight's
That TikTok came up on my For You page, and I watched it. If that was the first video you were ever fed of Andrew Tate, this was the first video that I saw of him where not only did I think to myself, I agree 100% with what he's saying, but on top of that, I also think that's a pretty healthy way to look at your past. He's basically saying everything that's ever happened to you has led you to be the person you are today. So even though stuff has happened to you that sucks, it's shaped you, it's molded you into who you are. And the healthiest way to deal with all of that, or one of the healthy ways to deal with it, is to look at those things as like, oh, they happened for a reason, or they led me to be the person I am today. Even the bad things that happened to you, right? Even though they were bad, they at least gave you perspective, and you either know now that you don't want those things, or you know the types of things to avoid, or you know how you want to live your life in the future, right? And it, you know, you might not have need to go through that exact same thing, that exact same horrible thing, or something that intensely, but I think that's a pretty level-headed line of thinking.
How tough are you?
Didn't he get banned on Insta? He did. Bentley, speaking of which, I just read your comment. Thank you for becoming a member of the Menaces, man. I appreciate that. Enjoy your badge, emotes, and immediately slow mode. Thank you for the support. Good sir. Appreciate that. But you know what I'm saying, Chad? If this was the first piece of content you were ever fed of this guy, you'd be like, I think he's all cool, right? That felt very different than the other misogynistic, gross shit that he says about women and how guys and women are supposed to behave in society, right? Like, that felt very different. That felt like genuinely good life advice. So if you get fed videos like that, and maybe some that are more on the fence that aren't blatantly misogynistic, and if you're a young, impressionable guy, it's so easy to watch that and be like, oh, that actually, I kind of agree. 100% he's an incel. And whether or not he's actually an incel or just using that line of thinking as a way to prop up his social media following is a whole other conversation, right? Like if you were to pull him aside without the cameras on and be like, hey man, do you actually believe all this shit that you say? Or is he just saying shit because he knows it reaches an audience of people that are so angry and so excited to look for a hero to be their guide, you know? On the flip side, he's terrible for discourse. Anything he says is automatically bad, even if he's right, which automatically shifts the overturn. Oh, no. This is, yeah, and I want to make this really clear too, and that's what you were saying. This is not a defense of Andrew Tate. I enjoy bringing this stuff up because I think it's important. Again, I talked about empathy and how important I think that is earlier in the stream. It's really important to recognize that even well-respected people and individuals can watch videos of this guy or listen to him talk and agree with him. That video, this 32-second long clip, I don't think has anything wrong with it. I think he sounds like a reflective guy who enjoys recollecting on things and has a pretty healthy way of looking at his past, that even if it's riddled with bad stuff. So anyways, I know I've made my point, but I think there's something to be said about that. I still think the guy's a piece of shit, and I'm still glad he's off social media. But if that's what you're being exposed to from him, he seems like a great guy. That's what I'm saying. I don't like him because of what he said and what he's done, but it's bad because he says something that's right. People now dismiss it. Right, exactly. If more people were as understanding as you, the world would be much better. I also tend to agree with that statement. But you know what I also agree with? This is something else I like to remind myself of every now and then. I think this is really important for people to keep in mind, especially when it comes to like, I think a good one is like foreign policy. So humble. Yeah, I know. Well, let me make my next point. It's really important to keep in mind, whether it's close personal friends, family, or people who you guys read about, not everybody is trying to become the same version of you. There's a really elegant way to say this that I heard a long time ago and I can't piece it back together now, but it's basically not everybody is trying to become the best version of what you're also trying to become. Right? The perfect version of Kelton is not necessarily the perfect version of Bentley. So I may feel like I'm so right in what I'm saying, just so like uncomfortably confident, and I can sit. This is where shit gets all weird when it comes to politics, right? Like I can feel like I'm so confident that the way I'm thinking is right, and if you're not thinking like me, then you must be wrong, because I am so morally sound and perfect, and my goal for how I want to live life and how I view society is perfect, right? Like people like to have this idea, like if I were in charge, I know the way to do things, right? But people want different things. You can find the polished version of that line. Not everyone is trying to be you. Quote. These are all quotes that are titled, "Not everyone is going to like you." Everyone is not. This is so, oh God. It's true, but I just heard it so much. Okay, but if I was in charge, I would be better. Let's be real for a second. Right. And that's, people genuinely believe that shit. People just need to have more compassion for other. Yeah. People need more compassion. They need more empathy. People need more empathy, man. We need people who are really good at putting themselves in other people's shoes. People aren't fucking good at that. I think empathy is one of my stronger qualities, and there's plenty of times every day where I don't do it, where I judge someone or dismiss them. Everybody does it. It's hard. It's really hard. And whatever. I know I'm not a great example for that, but I'm a little worried about Tate because he's so famous now that like 10 or 12 year olds know him and they're starting to become negative. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. I think that I think you're right. What I hate about that argument though is that feeds so much into, that's so easy to make fun of, right? Oh, what, you think this guy is causing like damage to a bunch of kids? Like, you left this pussy, really? You think, blah, 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 blah. You're really that scared? Why don't you stop with all that shrill talk and like think for yourself, right? Like everything he says is facts. You know what I mean? The only what's facts? The only person who can beat Andrew Tate is somebody who completely disagrees with him and is bigger and more jacked. Because when it really boils down to it, that guy will win every conversation only based off the fact that he's like jacked, and that's what kids care about, right? That's what like young guys care about, because the ultimate victory is just whether or not I can kick the shit out of you. That makes me right. Right? Like somebody was talking to me on stream about there was a guy who Andrew Tate debated on a live stream. It was on like XQC or Aiden Ross's stream. I don't know it was on Click's stream where Andrew Tate debated this older guy with pink hair who, was a little bit more scrawny. And I'm watching that and this kid in my chat asks, so who do you think won that argument? I was like, what? That wasn't a fucking debate. That guy lost the minute he joined the call. Think about the people that are like attracted to Andrew. Part of the lore about him is he's so alpha male, right? He's jacked, he's tan, he's got big muscles, he's got a girl who he's paying to massage him, and he wears sunglasses indoors, and he's got chain, right? Then you get an old dude with liberal thinking who has pink hair. That guy lost the minute he showed up on screen. Dude, those are polar opposites. It doesn't matter if that guy made the best fucking points in the world. The only type of person that could beat Andrew Tate at his own game is somebody who could physically overpower him. And then you'd get all the idiots who think that like your physical power still matters in a developed, civilized society. You get some jacked dude from TikTok who weighs like 350 pounds and is 6'4" to be like, hey, Andrew Tate, you're an incel little bitch. Get your ass off social media. And then if Andrew Tate says anything back, the guy could just be like, well, I kicked the shit out of you. Every 12-year-old's just going to gravitate towards that, because that's just the fucking gorilla thinking, the brain dead Neanderthal thinking that all those kids have, right? Like they just, intellectual power doesn't matter to those guys. At the end of the day, it's just like who could kick the shit out of who. We live in 2022, and that's ultimately what people care about. It's just looks and whether or not how jacked you are. It's just so fucking. It's so pathetic, dude. We like that. You know what the hardest part about that is? He's not even new. I know it's just like so pathetic that we're still like, I'm like getting angry about this guy, and he's not even like around anymore, really. But it's just, you know what I mean? Andrew Tate has grown so many kids negative, so I see why he's a bunch of hate. I can take a look at him and be like, you happy for yourself? Yeah. No, he definitely hasn't done any good. But at the same time, I don't know. I also don't believe that he's caused any permanent negative damage. Because the people who make those same shrill cries about, Andrew Tate is damaging the generation, and he's influencing these young minds, and he's, ruining them and spoiling their thoughts. It's like, yeah, he's not teaching them good things, but to think that like he's doing permanent long-term damage to society. That guy survived on social media for all of, 3 fucking months? The internet moves on so quick. He will lose his relevancy the same speed that he gained it. He'll be gone so fast. The internet forgets about people so quickly and they move on to the next hot thing. It's the reason that no influencer has been able to stay hot and stay at the top of the mountain forever. He just won't. It won't happen. He might still be around, and he might still be having people make content. But dude, he's already starting to fickle out. And now that he's been banned from these social medias, dude, you won't hear from this guy in like a month. We'll be laughing in December about like, oh, remember Remember the Andrew Tate era in like mid 2022? That's just how these things work, man. It's just cyclical. So I hate when, you know, again, I don't like the guy, and I think the stuff he says is wrong. And I think it's horrible that like he's saying things that are influencing kids who now think that they can say those things out loud or to other people. But to say that he's had any lasting impact is a joke. And again, he's not anything new. That toxic, that toxic masculine rhetoric has been around for a long time. He's just riding a wave. He's not creating anything new. He's riding the wave of the fact that nobody can shut the fuck up. Everybody has to share their opinion on things. And he literally just lives off of the fact that people hate him so much. And I know that's such an annoying thing to hear, and I don't have a good solution for that either. I don't have a good solution for the fact that your haters are your biggest supporters at the end of the day. That's a sucky reality, but it's true. In the world of content creation and social media, where views equal wins, the algorithms will just keep pushing stuff like out, man. It's just, there'll be another Andrew Tate, believe it or not, in our lifetime. I guarantee. You guys will grow up and have kids and probably have to deal with your kid being exposed to somebody like him. That's just what happens. It's just what happens. And it sucks that we're still having to deal with thinking like that, you know? Whatever. I just wish people didn't give him any attention at all. Yeah, in my last Andrew Tate video that I uploaded on my Hannah's Highlights channel, I think the root cause of what keeps somebody like him around is everybody feels like they have to share their opinion on everything. It's the fact that everybody has to leave a comment and talk about him more. No, but like, I talk about Andrew Tate because he's such a hot topic. I can't remember the last time I left a comment, positive or negative, on any YouTube video. But there's people that do it, that must do it for every video. Every single video. They're forced to share what they think. And I know this sounds ironic. It's like people can't shut up and not say what they think because I'm literally live streaming to people while just spewing shit that comes into my brain. But I think some people just need to let stuff. I don't know. It's hard. Again, I think if the root cause of that is then just human nature, the fact that we enjoy sharing our opinion about things. But whatever. Bentley, thank you so much for the $1, man. I appreciate it. I think Andrew Tate didn't really mean to be negative. I think he meant to be a fucking troll. I see the point that you're trying to make, Hunter. I agree that he was trying to be a troll, but the way you troll people is by saying things outrageous. And I do think he believes the stuff that he says to an extent. Maybe not entirely, but says it because it gets a wow factor, or maybe he really just genuinely does believe it. But he knows what he's doing. He's very, like, he didn't just, yeah. Yeah, he's very, to say that he didn't mean to be negative. Some of the stuff he said wasn't necessarily wrong. It was also the way he said it too, just carried a really terrible energy. I think he's really mentally messed up and doesn't see how wrong he is. Well, there's that way of looking at it, right? Or there's the mentality of looking at it where like everything's super calculated. And I think that's wrong too. Because then the weird way you're giving him praise, which I've had conversations on stream about, like how we call assholes social media marketing geniuses, right? Like I could fire up a stream right now and start spewing misogynistic shit and like scream the N-word, and people would talk about me for at least a day, right? There'd be a Dick Cerdo tweet about me if I started saying some really outlandish shit. It's how Greek God got his short little boost of fame on Twitter recently, right? The Twitch streamer just saying dumb shit. People talk about that stuff. That stuff's not hard. So to call people like that marketing geniuses, I think is so wrong. There's a big difference between being a marketing genius and being an asshole. And his university thing is 100% a multi-level marketing scheme. It's a pyramid scheme, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's exploitive. And beyond all of that, even if it wasn't an MLM, it's not worth it. It's a scam. It's a total fucking scam. And you know what? You know what else? I have one more point. And I haven't heard anybody talk about this, but I think this is a really, really good point. Have you guys noticed people using like homophobic comments as a way of dismissing Andrew Tate. I'll give you an example. Like, people like saying, oh, what, man, you just think you're a free thinker? You pay a guy $50 a month to tell you how to be an alpha male. You know, you're giving another guy $50 a month to make you, you know, what are you, gay? You know, what are you like, dick or something, you know? And it's like, I get what you're trying to do, but can we put him down? Can we put down Andrew Tate without having to use like homophobic slurs in like a negative way? You know, I don't think that does us any good. I don't think people are really thinking about the type of stuff that they're saying when they say stuff like that. There's a lookalike who makes videos and tries to make him look very feminine. Really, he does bad quality videos, low light too. It's pretty believable. If you didn't know, Tate had tattoos, really. So is that just somebody memeing it, or is it like bad? I don't know. Bentley, thank you so much for that $1, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Sent you an article about self-sustaining nuclear fusion if you wanted to learn a bit about it later. Yeah, maybe I will check that out. Maybe I will. The more tension and hate we're giving him, the more he grows, to be honest. Yeah. Isn't that terrible? And what do we do with that? If we know that that's true, is the solution to just not talk about him? I don't think that's right. Because the thinking is still there. That's what I think most people don't stop and appreciate. His misogynistic thinking and his flawed way of looking at the world is still wrong. And that won't go away when he goes away. There has to be a little bit of proactive work in terms of working to get society to a point where we universally recognize that that's wrong. But that's hard. That's hard. That takes time. That takes a lot of time. We're still working on that with like racism, dude. Shit takes time, man. It takes a lot of time. Bentley, thank you again for your $2, man. I just hope we get to see some cool shit if AI takes over. Yeah, right? We talking about Andrew Tate? We were. Yeah, we're kind of done now. And we were talking a whole bunch about him. I was making a point that kind of... I don't know. I was making a point that was kind of empathetic to fans of him. And then making a point about other stuff after that. I forget where the convo even went. Will I do a Fall Guys stream soon? Definitely. You know what's funny? Fall Guys does the best for me out of any game that I play right now. Whether it's Fortnite, Warzone, Fall Guys does the best by far. A show. If I was the president, first thing I would do is unclassify every document. I gotta know, man, what are they hiding? The delay is crazy. Sorry. I don't read, like, the chat that you see over here is YouTube chat. I think the delay on Twitch is actually a little bit less. Maybe. I don't know, though. Declassify everything? Dude, I'm not gonna lie. If I was president for a day, like if I could just swap bodies with the president, I'd want to know, like, what are they hiding? I'd want to know, like, every secret. Just because, like, you've got to be curious, right? I don't think the solution is just to release it all to the public, because obviously there's probably some stuff that should remain a secret. But I get your point. The curiosity would kill. Like, I'm sure we know some crazy shit. Crazy stuff. Thoughts on inflation at the moment? You know what I don't get about inflation? They say that during inflation, like, prices of everything go up, but my portfolio is going down. That doesn't really make sense to me. How does that work? I'd make it a game, though. Maybe like one file a week. Yeah, hold a press conference. Take over like all the major news networks at like 7 o'clock at night on a weekday. Be like, everybody gathers around their TV like the old days, around like the 5 o'clock news. and you just release some crazy shit. Twitch comments have 0 delay in the videos, like 5 to 10 seconds. Sorry, to answer your question, Hydra, I don't really know enough about it to know. I'm not smart enough economically to give my opinion on that stuff. I just know we've essentially been dealing with monopoly funny money for the last 2 years because we printed so much money. I don't know enough about economics, but it makes sense to me that if you inflate the monetary supply, the price of things are going to go up, and it makes the purchasing power of that dollar less. That just makes sense, right? That's what we've been told happened. I don't know. This is why we need a fixed supply currency, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody switch to Bitcoin right now. Go buy your Bitcoin. Use my Binance referral link in the description. Buy some Bitcoin. It'll save us all. It's the new digital gold. What's up, Fading? How you doing, man? Twitch comments have 0 delay in the videos, like 5 to 10 second delay, while Twitch, yeah, YouTube has like, yeah, dude, YouTube's weird. I don't know, like, dude, this is new. This chat over here, the delay on this chat is crazy. There's comments that I'm reading right now that have not popped up. They haven't popped up yet. There it is. And you know what I'm starting to wonder, actually? Is that because... now it's instant. It was cropped in a way I didn't expect. So I just have to shrink that a little bit more. Or maybe make the font slightly bigger. It was just cropped. That's why. Test on Twitch real quick and comment and say something at the same time. Okay, so I'm typing in Twitch chat. I'm going to say test and press enter, typing test in the chat at the same time. Okay? And test. Somebody do the math on that, find out what that real-time delay is. By the way, guys, anybody in here have student loan debt? Anybody else out there excited? Oh, you want to do it again, Kelton? Okay. Kelton test. I wrote Kelton. Kelton, do you have it open now? I just farted. Hopefully you guys didn't hear that. You have it open now? And it's pick a number between 1 and 3. This is for another super chat. Ah, well then 3. Bro, I got an ad. Damn it, man. I hate when ads pop up. That's the worst. Can you make sure you watch that whole thing though? Do you still have your little sign that you put in the background of your videos? So I have that, yeah. It's not plugged in right now, and I haven't put any words in it in a long time. But it's still there. I still have it. I can still use it. All right, Kelton, you ready? Kelton test. 3, 2, 1. Kelton test. This is rigged, bro. 2 people got it right, but okay. Oh, no. What did I major in college? I went to college for cyber systems, and I was there for a year and a half. So I really didn't do any computer science work, really. I had like some very basic level programming classes. I had like an English class. Dude, college is ridiculous, man. It's crazy. It's the price that you pay. Something's got to change there, man. Like I know we're kind of getting into like political talk, but I think we can all agree that like the cost is pretty ridiculous. Especially for what you get. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think, as much as, you know, I hate when people say, like, college is a scam. Like, I think, you know, you kind of remove the opportunity for a discussion when you say something like that. I think there's an argument to be made that there's a generation of people who grew up believing that the only way to get a job was with a college education. And a college education does help. 100%. And to specialize in certain things, you do need a degree and you do need to have some experience. And a lot of the times, the best way to get that is in school. But There's a lot of jobs out there, man. A lot of good jobs too that won't require a college education, that won't require you to go 6 figures into debt. But I think there's a whole generation, aka our parents, that grew up believing that to be true, and because of that, all their kids must follow that path too if they want to succeed. I'm studying cybersecurity. Did you take any computer networking classes? No, I didn't. I'll tell you what, Chad. I think like $7,000 left in my student loans. But again, I haven't had to make a student loan payment in like 2 years because everything's been delayed. But I am so looking forward to not having to make, possibly just having all that forgiven. That'll be nice. Before I hit the hay, just wanted to say what's up. Check Twitter, trust, Henry. Yo, Kelton, or Gabe, I was just looking at it, man. Congratulations. You're freaking nuts. I was literally just looking at it right now. Shout out to Gabe, dude. You got 53rd place in the solo open hype cup. He's crazy, dude. Remind me to never do a custom with Gabe. He would like actually dominate me. Now we have new ways to make money online that the parents didn't. Yeah, I don't know. Like there definitely are some degrees and some jobs that, you're going to be much better off if you have a degree. But again, the price you pay just seems ridiculous. It just seems like a lot. And I think there is also something exploitative about creating a culture around you have to go to college, you have to get a degree in order to get a job. This is a must, and if you don't, you're going to be a failure. I do think there's been a lot of marketing around that. And I think there's something a little bit exploitative about asking an 18 or 19-year-old to go into possibly the largest amount of debt they'll ever have in their entire life at such a young age, while being told that it's the right thing to do in order for you to be successful. I think there's something wrong about that. Education is important, but I think we can all agree that there's a better middle ground to what's happening right now. I think people rush college and think you got to go immediately go to college after high school. Yeah, right. You don't necessarily need to. I mean, I don't know. Everybody's different, but I don't know. Didn't even win a game. Wasn't that hard, right? Wait, really? Oh, you didn't win a game even? Oh my God. Insane, man. How many eliminations did you get? 1.7 eliminations? Yeah, just so a lot of that's placement. Damn, man. It's pretty good. Sheesh. Yeah, I don't know. Chad, at the end of the day, I don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm sure somebody way more educated could come in and tell us all there is to know about, how debt forgiveness is a bad thing. I know my mom would love to talk about it. I'm not saying we should just get rid of all debt. Obviously, I don't know. I get confused when I scroll through Twitter and I see like really leftist thinking about people who are like, we should just be forgiving all debt. Like there should just be no debt. It's like, I don't know. If you take out a loan to buy a house, you should pay it back, right? Like that was someone else's money. They gave you money to buy something. We shouldn't just be forgiving all debt, right? Like you gotta be able to, you gotta pay for some stuff. Right? If you take out a loan, that just makes sense. That's how the world goes around. And it's ridiculous to ask the government. I don't know. There's really weird thinking. Like when I see people on Twitter who are like, what, are we just going to forgive medical debt too? Or, what, are we just going to forgive mortgages? Medical debt isn't really a great hill to die on. But like, what, are you just going to forgive all mortgages too? It's like, and I see comments that are like, yeah, we should. And it has a lot of likes. And I'm like, what the fuck? We're just going to give... People have no concept of like, I don't know. Yeah, it'd be nice if everything was just handed to us. And I agree that like capitalism probably isn't the utopian way to run a society. I'm sure we'll find a better way to do it, right? Because the gap between rich and poor it really is ridiculous. It really is. There are people who are really, really struggling. And it's really easy to use the argument of, oh, well, they just didn't work hard enough. So in a weird way, they deserve to be where they're at. But I don't know. I think it's nice to think that as a species, we'll get to a point where we develop an idea or a concept or a structure for a society that functions better than what we have now. This can't be the utopian version of how things are going to go. This can't be it. College is kind of a gamble because it secures a job, and many times you end up with debt and no job. Yeah. Well, dude, the amount of people who I know who went to college too, got a degree, but now have a job that doesn't require that degree that they got? You know? If you don't use something you don't pay for, as simple as that. Yeah. What's up, Jen? I don't know. Again, I'm not educated enough on this stuff, and I'm sure if we got one of those gurus from Twitter to come in and explain their line of thinking, everything would be. The problem is that they say that rich will pay for debt forgiveness when in reality the middle and lower class will be hit with the hardest, and rich people will just get a negative 5% moving along. Yeah, I don't know, right? So yeah, when we talk about debt forgiveness, is that all taxes? Are we just going to print more money, or is that going to be taxing? Like, dude, I'm sure if you went to Fox News right now and you read the headline about Biden's announcement today, I guarantee it's something about like middle class is going to be forced to pay for the frickin', this is all going to fall on the taxpayer. This is bad. But if a Republican president did it, then it'd be fine. Everybody's a hypocrite, dude. Nobody fucking has any opinions anymore. You know what I was talking to Sammy about earlier today? I think this is I don't think, like, I'm most easily able to draw analogies to this with, like, young guys. Because it really falls into, like, toxic masculinity. But, like, I don't even think most guys know what they want or have, like, real opinions on anything. Because you can tell the same person contradicting statements 2 days in a row, or even like right back to back in a conversation, and they'll believe both to be true, right? Like, let me give you guys an example. You could say to some like super alpha male 13, 14-year-old kid, right? You could say to them, a real man isn't complacent. He goes through life and he gets what he wants, and he doesn't just sit on the sidelines. He always fights for a better life, and he wants to get rich. You know what I mean? Like, and he's really just voices what he wants, right? And then you can contrast that with a line of thinking 2 minutes later in the same conversation and tell somebody, isn't a real man really somebody who's just like hunkers down and provides for his family and just works, even if it's a job he doesn't enjoy, he does it for his family and he works hard. Those are both very like hard ass, very tough alpha things to say. And those aren't necessarily exclusively to guys, right? But like, you could get the same idiot to agree to both of those statements and think that both of those things are true when they're a complete contradiction of each other. I don't know. I've been thinking about that a lot recently, and it just kind of like blows my mind. Like, people don't really have any opinions on things. They like, well, when we talk about, I guess we're really talking about like Andrew Tate fans here, or like impressionable alpha teenagers who believe shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just those two things are in complete contradiction of each other, but they think that both of them are the right. They're both hard. This was the big headline of Fox News Law. White House has no answer, but whose tab Biden's $300 billion student loan handout is going on. Now, I got some real questions. Round lettuce is better than straight lettuce. I know that for sure. Yeah. For sure. Will you play Fall Guys or Fortnite in this stream? I don't know. I probably should play a little bit of Fortnite, shouldn't I? It's the damn game that I have this set to. Dude, it's crazy how warped your mind can get as a kid. So hard to break your beliefs. Really wish I was more open-minded as a kid, for sure. I agree with that. A lot of that has to do with your parents too, I think. It's funny. I grew up with, I don't know. I'm sure most people can, relate to this. I'm loading up Fortnite right now, by the way. I grew up with parents who, for the most part, were, I don't know. My mom was a little bit more middle, but my dad was definitely a little bit more right-leaning growing up. But now, if I were to describe my parents' political stance, I would say it's the opposite. I'd say my mom's a little bit more right-leaning now, and my dad's actually a little bit more left, based on conversations I've had with him about current events and topics recently. And I think that's good. Regardless of whatever way you swing, I think it's good that people, as they get older, are even willing to change their opinions. Always be willing to change your mind on something. That's hard for people to do because they don't like to let their ego, they don't like to admit that they made a mistake. Oftentimes, changing your beliefs forces you to admit that you made a mistake. People don't like doing that. People don't like admitting that they were wrong. Fortnite. That's why I study with my rabbi and try to keep in touch with spirituality. Has made me such a better person. People have genuinely noticed me being happier. That's awesome, man. Good for you, bro. That's great. I'm super interested in I don't know, like Zen stuff. I don't know. I want to learn more about that. I feel like that's a I don't know. I grew up going to Catholic school, and so I was very involved and aware of religious beliefs and teachings growing up. And because I'm definitely a very pragmatic person when it comes to the way I think, I'm oftentimes very closed off to thinking like that, just because, I don't think that religion is the answer for everything. And I think, I don't know, I'm very opposed to it in a lot of senses, right? Like, people can believe what they want to believe, and it's great, but it's also been shoved down my throat so hard that I'm just like, get it the fuck away at this point. All right, well, I'm going to lurk. Awesome combos tonight, Henry. Have a good Fortnite and good night. Yo, Kelton, thank you so much, man. Hopefully you have a good night, too. Thanks for engaging. It's been super fun. Judaism is very interesting. Even many Jews I know don't know about Kabbalah, which is the spiritual and kind of hippie side of it, which I found so fascinating and eye-opening. Yeah, I think learning about that stuff is awesome. I think that's so cool. I think that's so good for you, too. What's up, Mariana? Mariana, believe it or not, I've been live for 2 hours and 10 minutes, and this is the first video game I've loaded up today. What up, TNB? What up, Valid? Like, I just like when people make their own views on both sides through independent research. Yeah. Yeah. Well, what? Yeah, we've just been sitting talking. Well, I've been sitting here talking to chat, and chat has been nice enough to listen and also talk. I don't know how long we'll play for, chat. I've already been live for a while, but we'll see. This is how I want all my streams to go, man. This is so much better than going live and just immediately playing a video game. This is so refreshing. I love doing this so much more. It means so much to me that you guys are even willing to have these conversations. It's so great. I think that's so awesome. It's so cool. Oh, I'd rather jump off a cliff than grab that weapon. So I will. Finally, games. God damn it, really? What's up, dude? Whoa. Uncool, man. Damn it, dude, that sucks. Landon got me doing work here for free. Can you believe this? That's unreal, man. Must be nice to have a freaking shotgun, dude. Must be nice. What's my favorite game? Right now, probably Fortnite. Love it a lot. Yeah, what's up, Jojo? NT. Well, I was raised Jewish. Both sides of my family are, but I was never forced to be religious. I was able to discover it myself. That's nice. Yeah, well, so my mom grew up Catholic, and she went to Catholic school, and I did too. I went to private Catholic school my whole life, except for college, and then 5th through 8th grade was not Catholic, but everything else, all through elementary school, high school, was all Catholic. And so I'm very, I'm pretty familiar with, we took theology classes in high school, which, obviously focused on Catholicism, but also taught us about other religions too and stuff. But my parents never forced me to be Catholic. We weren't, if I had to identify with a religion, I would say Catholic, like if I had to pick one. But we didn't go to church. We weren't, we didn't say a prayer even before dinner, before a meal. We celebrated Christmas, but like we weren't practicing Catholics, you know what I mean? Which I think was different from the way my mom grew up. My mom grew up practicing. Yeah, I don't know. Even if you don't believe that stuff, I think it's still cool to learn about it. You know, I personally don't believe it, but I think it's just cool to be aware of different religions. You know, it's such a big part of history too, and you know why people have done the things they've done throughout history. A lot of it has just come from, you know, our religious beliefs. Do more of these streams where you just sit and talk to the chat about the things that you're thinking about. Yeah, I definitely will, 100%. Bro, 1/4 of infinity is the same as infinity. It's true. It's a very weird concept. Had me walk around MW3 maps. Oh, for like what, Carnage tweets or something? Also, I like it for the community. There's so many good people I've met through this, through the commonality of religion. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's nice to find like-minded people in anything that you're interested in or that you also believe, for sure. Oh, yeah, I think he mentioned needing to get B-roll footage or something. Alright, we're gonna have a good game here, guys. Good game. Good game, good game, good game. Going Rocky again. Yeah, what's up, Taylor? Ah! Moving to college in 2 days. Holy cow, Mariana. That's exciting. I'm sure you're nervous, though, too. That's sick. You have a good time. Not much, just listen to the stream and playing some Fortnite. Heck yeah. Oh, Jesus. Where else are these guys fighting at? Ah! Bitch, I am nervous. I'm more excited than nervous. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that'll be cool. God, it's so weird to think that you're going to college. Crazy. Where the hell did this guy go, dude? Did he run all the way up there? I feel like he didn't. Henry, I can drink this year? That's crazy, dude. Billy, we'll have to get a... Next time we see each other, whenever we see each other again, we'll have to get a drink sometime. That'll be cool. I mean, I don't really drink, so... I don't know, we'll just do it just cause, though. You know what happens, chat? You know what happens when I take a drink? Oh, I did not mean to shoot right there. I take a drink and then I have to take a nap. I get tired. I have a drink and then I have to take a nap afterwards. I got this guy. You're shitting me, dude. The fact that I missed all that, dude. Is that him? Probably is. Damn, dude. I really thought I was gonna have that guy. Dude, I was about to say, man, what the hell? Is this him? Yep. I'll take that. Alrighty, chat. Maybe we take this, though? I kind of wanted to... Never mind. I wanted to grab one of these, and I just totally misfired, misclicked. Wasn't thinking. Well, oh, wait, dude. I just realized I don't have... Dude, they've got to patch that glitch, man. It says I have 41 HP, but the bar looks so full. I've watched you since you first went to college. Make it with the great work. Road to 1.5 mil. Yo, Blaze, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you. Super high. Surprise! Maybe this guy doesn't even know I'm here. On the road again. Yo, Hal, what's up, man? Welcome back to the stream. Where are we going, my dude? Chat, what are the odds this guy knows I'm in his car? I genuinely don't think he has any idea. Oh my god. Dude, have you heard me weapon swapping? Oh my god. That was too good. Surprise! That was great. And I can hardly handle seeing a bug. I would not have the courage to do anything people do in the army. Bugs? Oh, these are all NPCs. Okay. Have a good time, guys. Catch you later. Where are these guys? Someone was just shooting very close. Looked like it was coming from up high too, didn't it? No footsteps. Well, this guy's gonna die. Hopefully. Almost didn't even see him there in the water. GG's, brother. Don't mind if I do. Alright, where are the rest of these people at? Where's everybody at? We got 11 people left. We're top 10, dude. I mean, listen. If we don't secure a dub ski right here, I'd be disappointed. I think there were 2 guys over here. I don't know where the other one went. Yo, Hunter, have a good one, man. Peace out, bro. Who the F is Prohenis and why is he on my sub list? What the heck, dude? Why is he on your sub list? Oh, gee. Okay. Oh, that was embarrassing. Yeah, why is he on your sub list, dude? Looks like he sucks at Fortnite. I swear to God, YouTube just makes me subscribe to different people. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that's happened to me, too. Jeez, man. God, people like that are just so funny. Wait, what the heck is that? Boogie bomb? Why does it look like an actual grenade? Yo, Blaze Killer, thank you so much for the $1, man. Another donation from you, my man. Thank you, thank you. God, some people will do anything in this game except just shoot you and kill you. Blaze, thank you again for another $1. I appreciate that. Thank you again for your $1, I should say. Want your meat? Come here, kid. Alright, let's see if we can snipe a guy from over here. What's up, Snow? How you doing, dude? Whoa! My dude. That is not very pahog of you, my guy. We just go right for this guy? I say we do. Maybe land right in this car. Hey there! Where are we going? Where are you taking me? Is it a surprise? No, dude, nice hits, man. With a gray auto? Maybe he had full shield. I guarantee he must have had full shield when we started fighting. I mean, I only hit him twice. So maybe not, but... Damn, did he really hit me that hard with a gray? I'm actually kind of curious if he had full health. That's the only excuse I could muster, I could use. Is if he had full. I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna be stubborn. What did this guy have? Yeah, he did. He's got full health. Because I hit him for... Wait, did he hit me for 145? $54. Oh no, I hit him. I only hit him twice though. Like, look at this. I hit him for 34. I don't know what number that was. Must have been quite a bit though. Whatever. GG's. What a cheater, man. Cheater, man. All right, I'm gonna do one more video or one more game. I'm gonna hop off. Personally, Henry, I wouldn't accept that. True. Yeah, personally, dude, wouldn't let that slide. Don't know about you. Wouldn't let that slide. Chat, if I get one more email or Twitter DM from some random NFT Twitter account that wants to promote their fucking shitty NFT to me, I'm gonna lose it. I haven't responded to a single one. Hundreds of message requests. Most recent, I'll just start from the top and go down. Hi, I'm an ambassador of Free Mint Project at Monsta_NFT. Sharon, hello, I'm Linda. I'm now realizing gains of 300 USD, and like it's these accounts that like need help getting into their account in order to like withdraw crypto, and if you help them, they'll like pay you. Or this one's just a platform where you can earn. I'm a student. I received income. Here's my private key. Yep. Hi, I'm an ambassador of Free Mint Project Monsta NFT. This was just another account that tweeted me the same thing. Let's see. Yeah, I guarantee this is an NFT one. Let me just look at his profile. Yep. Hello, I saw we follow a similar account, so I figured you'd like this collection by 722p. It's the biggest giveaway ever. Sent you a link. Part-time jobs, and we pay you in crypto. This is my wallet key. Dude, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Guys, leave a like in the stream. We were 1 like away from 100 likes. Appreciate the love. Getting off this damn game. It's godforsaken. Don't touch the link? Yeah, no, I'm not, but I'm saying. By the way, guys, quick plug before I end the stream. I've got an Amazon link that's in the description down below. It's a great way, honestly, one of the best ways to support the channel ever. It's an affiliate link. If you click that before you buy anything that you usually buy on Amazon at no extra cost to you, it gives a little bit of a kickback to me just for you guys using my referral link. That's all there is to it. It literally is just that easy. It's a fantastic way to support the channel. Again, you can buy all the usual things you do on Amazon at no extra cost to you. If you just take that referral link that I have in the description and you replace it and bookmark it and make that your Amazon link that you go to, every Amazon purchase you make, I'll make a little bit of money off of your purchase just for referring you. And again, at no extra cost to you. It's literally free money sitting on the table. So if any of you guys want to support me that way and you buy things regularly on Amazon, go buy that. Yeah, I don't make a whole lot per purchase. I think it depends on, you know, if you buy it and then return it, I don't make anything. Yeah. So if I order like hundreds of things, you'll make bank. Yeah, I don't know how much it actually orders. It's small pennies, but if a bunch of people did it, it's collective. I should tell my mom to use that because she orders stuff on Amazon all the time. Yeah, it's in the description of like all my streams. If you guys remember, it's a great way to support the channel. Surprise. You looked a little surprised. Well.
It's been a dope stream, glad I've been able to watch them more again.
That guy just totally fell for my bait, huh? But yo, Taylor, it's been a dope stream. Glad I've been able to watch them more again. Taylor, thank you so much. Glad you enjoy the content. Thank you for your love and support. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Guys, can we get some Taylor hearts in the chat? Hearts for Taylor. Thank you, thank you. But then she's going to ask me WTF as a Prohenis. Yeah, and then you're going to tell her it's the most alpha gamer ever, dude. We'll be freaking seeing you. Do you still make money if the order is canceled? I don't think so, no. Yeah, but if you order stuff and it actually gets delivered, dude, I want to start pushing it a lot more because it's such a great way to support the channel. I'll start plugging that shit everywhere. And it's another like way for me to make money as a creator, which is always great too. Just more diversified, you know? It's literally free money. Like I don't have to ask you guys to give any money because everybody buys shit off Amazon. It's super cool. Glad I found it. Where are you going? Jesus Christ, man, I suck at that, bro. No. I was hoping this was going to be a through point right here. Oh my god, no way. No way that worked. I get no booty. Ah! That's that guy's name, Chad. I'm not talking about myself. Okie dokie. Forgot how low those things. Okay, can't. Okay. Ow. Okay, can I just. Guys, spectating me right now. I was like, wow, this is the guy who killed me. Honestly. Yikes, dude. And it's hit your freaking shots, man. Jesus, bro. Hello? Oh, I'm full. What the heck? I thought it was so much lower. Alright, not bad. Not bad. Nice. Big pot right there. I love that. Really wish I had some more mobility, though. Anything good over here? really? The only thing that sucks about these is compared to regular is these shockwaves is that you take fall damage from those. Whereas like shockwaves like these you don't. I just saw someone. Somebody's around here, I think. Just wait till he comes around again. GG's. I'm freaking nuts. What's up, Fresh? How you doing, man? Freaking forgot that tornadoes were back, man. I wish that guy had shield. the hell is going on, dude? Oh, it's horrible movement on my part. Okay, where's the second to last guy? Dude, what is happening, bro? What is this lobby? You're trolling me. It's literally a bot, dude. Where'd he go? This is actually insane, dude. No, I'm gonna get a no-scope, chat, trust. I'm gonna get a no-scope, dude, if it's the last thing I do. Come on, man. Oh! Come on, bro. I wanna make sure he's cracked. Dude, that shot is so close. Come on, I've got to no-scope this guy. Dude, come on. Come on. Ah, this is literally a joke. I'm getting trolled. Epic RNG is actually trolling me. Yikes, 80? No, I have no mobility, dude. Is there mobility over here? There is. Let's freaking go, bro. Might as well have trick shotted them with that. Holy cow, dude. GG's. What a crazy game that was. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was one of the nuttiest games of Fortnite I've ever had. That was absolutely insane. That was absolutely insane. 30% accuracy too. That's pretty damn good. GG's, man. G freaking G's. Ooh. All right, that's a way to end it, man. What a great stream this has been. Good God, this has been such a great stream. All right, chat. We're going to end it on a high note. Guys, if you have not done so already, leave a like on the stream. Subscribe as well if you're new. Great way to support the channel is to use my Amazon affiliate link in the description down below. No extra cost to you. Every purchase you make after clicking that link, I get a small kickback, and it helps support me and the channel, and I appreciate it a lot. Thank you all so much. You guys are awesome. Leave a like, subscribe, follow me on my other socials. Hennis Highlights too. If you guys were here for the discussions we were having earlier about space and culture and society, I talk about a lot of that stuff, and I upload pretty much all non-gameplay stuff, but you know, fun stuff from my stream, reaction style content over on Hennis Highlights. So go check out this channel if you guys enjoy me and another medium of non-gaming stuff. I would really appreciate it. Hennis Highlights are on the road to 7K. Thank you so much for all the love. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Should be live tomorrow at usual time. Appreciate all the love and support, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until next time, everybody, keep gaming, and as always, stay cool.